HD-2 and streaming live at ArizonaSports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Well, the Diamondbacks are rolling, but so are the other National League teams that are fighting for a wild card spot. The Cardinals prepare for the Raiders, and Kyler Murray is a starting quarterback, just not in Arizona. Welcome in, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, also 98.7 FM HD2, and on the Arizona Sports app. We are sequestered nicely today at beautiful Wright Honda.
Yes, we are, and the great specials, the exclusive financing programs through Wright Honda and Honda Financial Services will go throughout the entire month of August. First and foremost, Jimmy B, no payment for 90 days.
Like it.
Through Honda Financial for qualified buyers. Here's a couple other specials they've got going on here at Wright Honda. 0.99% for 36 months on both CRV gas and hybrid models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. 2.49% for 36 months on Accord gas models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. And last but not least, 3.49% for 36 months on Civic gas models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. They have those and many, many more going on out here at Wright Honda. But the biggest thing, Jimmy B.
What do you got, kid?
No payment for 90 days through Honda Financial for qualified buyers. All that going on out here at Wright Honda, just on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, just east of 78th Street. You can't miss us. You can't see the ESPN sign. Come on in. You'll see me and Jimmy, and we'll autograph, take photos, all for free out here at Wright Honda.
Well, they would want your photo and autograph, not so much mine.
Well, that's true, but I want to incorporate you.
Oh, you just included me? I appreciate that.
Just want to incorporate, make you feel good. You know, you're over there. We just want to make sure you're all.
I need to do that. Yeah. I need to feel good. So I'll talk Diamondbacks. And with what took place last night, you got 4 innings out of Soroka. You got a grand slam in the game, and you got the greatest slump buster team of all time in the Colorado Rockies.
Well, I don't know about all time. There was the Houston Astros.
Oh, they were bad for a while, too.
A few short years ago, there was the White Sox last year.
Yeah.
They've lost 122 games. Now, the Rockies may on pace for that, but I would say, Jimmy B, you're probably right. This is a team going nowhere fast, and we're going to catch up with Brandon Krisztal. He's a Denver reporter, been there many years, and talk about the Rockies. We'll get into the Broncos. We'll also get into Colorado, the Buffaloes.
Mm-hmm.
But, you look at a team like this Rockies team, and fortunately, to your point, you jump on this team from the get-go. You get 7 runs in the first 2 innings.
They're in a tight pennant race, which the D-backs are for the wild card. You have to beat the teams that are bad.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did that last night. They need to do it again tonight and then the following night as well. Manuch, I'm doing scoreboard watching, okay?
As they are as well.
And they are. And so I see A, the Dodgers won. B, the Padres won. C, the Phillies won. So it just keeps going on and on and on that these teams who are all battling positioning for the wild card and trying to run down the Dodgers as well, they all had victories last night. So everybody knows exactly what has to be done from now until we get to the end of September.
You're going to have to, to your point, you're going to have to hang in there.
Yeah.
I mean, the Cubs look like if they don't win the division, they're plus 5.5. So they'll be the first wild card in is what it looks like with what we got 8 weeks left in the season, give or take. Then the Diamondbacks, as you mentioned, Phillies and Padres all winning. The Padres are just one back out of the third spot where the Phillies have it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't forget the Marlins. All of a sudden, they're starting to, pick their get up off the turf as they were scuffling along there for a while.
They lose like 12 in a row?
They 12, 13, something like that. But they've won 2 in a row. So as we mentioned earlier, all the good tidings they had early in the year.
They were hot then.
They were hot. They built themselves some cachet or credit, as I like to call it.
Yep.
And they're only 3.5 back from that third spot. So don't forget about them. And don't forget about the St. Louis Cardinals, though I just don't think the Cardinals have the pitching nor the bullpen. So there's technically 4 teams. Let's just say the Cubs are in with plus 5.5.
Okay, fair.
4 teams that you're right. You're going to have to hold serve every night,
Yep.
no matter who you play. And also, when you're playing, the JV team or you're playing you're playing the AAA team, you've got to take advantage of that.
Yes.
And win that game. Now, reason saying, okay, you win the next 2, hopefully, or you win the series. You got to go on the road to Atlanta, Boston, Cincinnati, who's kind of struggling, but they're in it. And then there's that Cubs team. Then you come back against the quasi AAA team in San Francisco for 4. Then Houston, Philly, Houston. It's put it this way. It's a tough schedule aside from the Rockies and aside from the San Francisco Giants. So it's all hands on deck. The one thing about the bullpen last night, fortunately, they got a little bit of a rest. I think that was good.
Yep.
So that'll play in handy as they move on to Atlanta. They'll have Thursday off before they take on the Braves in Atlanta.
So the Cardinals continuing their practice sessions, getting ready to play the Raiders. Before we jump on that, what did you make of the little dust-up between Max Crosby and Kirk Cousins?
That's exactly what it was.
A
little dust-up.
Yeah.
Crosby a little overzealous.
Yeah.
The guy goes in 6th gear, even at practice,
all
which
the
is
time.
great.
Yep.
And he hit Cousins' arm one time. Then he came in and hit Cousins' arm again. I don't know if he realizes maybe he might be colorblind.
The red jersey.
Yeah, he may not recognize that's a red jersey
that
your starting quarterback has on. So they had a little dust up. They got into a little scuffle. Clint Kubiak put him in timeout for practice. They came back the next day, and all was good.
Well, of course.
I mean, to have him sit out of practice, I'm like, come on, Clint. I mean, it's going to happen. So if somebody gets in a Donnybrook in a game, you're going to sit him in a game. So anyways, they shook hands. I saw the videotape.
I did too.
That live at 10.
Yeah.
Max Crosby, Kirk Cousins, they do a little high five, and practice continues in Raiderville.
Here's my conspiracy theory, okay? That it was planned. That
sit out of practice?
No. That they weren't happy. Kubiak wasn't happy maybe with the way some practices were going. And so who knows? Maybe the two of them talked a little bit and said, hey, let's create a dust up here to fire everybody up.
Well,
I mean, I could definitely see that.
I don't think they would do that knowing that the rules are if you get in a fight,
Yep.
You're going to have to sit the next day in practice.
Correct.
Those guys don't miss practices, nor would they conspire
to
do something to miss a practice. I think they know better. It just happens. You get, 2 weeks in of
you're hitting the same people over and over again.
There's no hitting, Jimmy. There's no hitting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any thud?
There's if that. These camp country clubs around the National Football League.
Yeah.
I mean, you get into a guy's space, you get into his space, that phone booth for the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And, he hit him twice. Once, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Second time, hey, what's up? Yo, bruh, what's going on over here? So they had a little tete-a-tete, and they moved on, knowing they probably would miss practice. Who knows? The wily veterans could have conspired.
Here's our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. By the way, with the monsoons arriving, we're supposed to get more of it this evening as well. And tomorrow, you need to get your roof ready. So don't wait for a leak. Just contact State 48 Roofing today. You get a free roof inspection, and you want to keep that roof sexy. With State 48 Roofing, they are the state's #1 referred roofer, and you can just go online, state48roofing.com. Again, that's state48roofing.com, or just call them at 480-268-4828. That's 480-268-4828. Here's the question. How much time should Carson Beck play in the remaining preseason games? In the remaining preseason games, how much time should he get in each game? You have 4 options. 1 quarter. 2 quarters. 3 quarters. Or 4, play all 4 quarters. There you go. Manuch, I hope you didn't get a a brain hemorrhoid when you wrote that one down. Trust me. Just go online at online at Roc and Manuch, and on X, also on Instagram. Cast your vote, and we will continue to update.
Just put Jacoby Brissett and Gardner Minshew in bubble wrap. Just have the kid start every game, finish every game.
They're going to play. They're going to play first couple series.
They are,
okay.
But that could be Carson Beck. You know, here's what I think. I get it. They're going to play the starters with the first 2 or 3 series.
Yep.
I always feel, hey, look, if you're scheduled for 2, but you're Scruffle-upless, you're going back out there for another one. You want to see them crisp, clean. You want to see some kind of progress.
Okay.
I would say at some point, if it's not next week for the 3rd preseason game, maybe you start Carson Beck with the starters. So I think that there's that possibility as well, too. My whole feeling is I think if you want to get this kid ready, and he's truly going to be that guy, I think you play him at least minimum 2 quarters per game.
Right.
Brissett a quarter, Minshew, and then you have the kid take the second, third, or most of that 4th quarter as well. So my feelings at least 2 quarters per game.
Hey, college football's right around the corner. We've got you covered because in September, we'll be broadcasting on Fridays at DraftKings at TPC in Scottsdale, and we will offer you from 2 until 3 o'clock on Friday, the Arizona College Football Hour. You get to go inside the huddle. We'll have head coach interviews, and also legendary coach Charlie Regal will be our guest, breaking down Arizona, ASU, the Pac-12, the Big 12, the Big 10, the SEC. We'll do it all. It's presented by Crest Insurance. Once again, that's Fridays, 2 o'clock, right here, 620 ESPN. All right, when we come back, replay, rewind. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com. or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof. Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe, it's a way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Ball players, legends. One incredible weekend of golf. It's the MLB Retired Players Association Celebrity Classic, September 19th through the 21st at Ocotillo Golf Club in Chandler. Play around paired with an actual MLB player, plus swag, breakfast, and lunch while raising money for retired players, kids with autism through music movement, and ASU baseball scholarships. Foursomes are going fast. Register today at music-movement.org. That's music-movement.org. Join us for the inaugural Orangedale Lounge Golf Classic on Thursday, October 29th at McDowell Mountain Ranch. Enjoy a great day of golf, then celebrate at the hosted 19th hole at OD's. Gather your foursome and register today at orangedalelounge.com or sign up at OD's. the Orangedale Lounge Golf Classic, where the round ends, but the party is just getting started.
It's time for our replay rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in replay rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD2.
Hey, everybody, welcome back in. We're hanging out today. Beautiful, bright Hondas where you can find us. We're right on Frank Lloyd Light Boulevard. It's a beautiful, brand new showroom that they remodeled. They got folks here to help you. Plenty of people are in the showroom right now buying cars, and the selection is excellent. If you want to check out the selection before you show up, just go on their website at ridehonda.com. They have all of their vehicles available for you to look at. All right, let's get you to our replay rewind, and it's pretty simple. There's this guy named Arenado. In the first inning, he does this.
As 2-1, that is swung on and hit well. Out to deep left, headed towards the bullpen. Grand slam, Arenado.
Thank you to Arizona Sports, by the way, for all of the highlights and comments from the D-backs. Later on in the game, actually, it was only an inning later, bottom of the second inning, here's Corbin Carroll.
1-0 is another line drive, this time a base hit into right center field. Both runners froze. Walshman will be waved around third. Carroll hustles into second with an RBI double. The D-backs have a 5-0 lead.
So they cruised to the victory, but one of the big stories last night is that Soroka finally off the disabled list, got himself back on the mound, went a little more than 4 innings, and threw about 77 pitches before they took him out of the game. Following the win, here's the skipper talking about how well Soroka did.
Great to see Michael Soroka back out there. He had a hard number of 80 that we could not exceed. We felt like we can get him through 5 and 75. He's very close, but everything that I saw equaled a very successful outing despite having to take him out at 4 1/3. And then we handed off to Zach Littell, who was brought in to do exactly what he did, give the rest of the bullpen some time off. We talked pregame in this room about the group being a little bit fatigued and we're getting after him. So for him to give the full bullpen a total blow was awesome.
Yeah, we talked about that a little earlier. Nice to have the bullpen have the night off. Looking at the schedule they've got coming up, and they weren't utilized that much in the Dodger series, but it's just nice to kind of recharge the engines as you get ready to hopefully win the next 2 versus the Rockies. But Soroka looked really good, looked solid. The 77 pitches and 4 1/3, as you mentioned, a lot of pitches. I think it's just kind of trying to find his land legs all over again.
Right.
Try to get in there and Little, comes in there and does an excellent job. I mean, he comes over and he doesn't skip a beat. He throws 45 pitches in 4 2/3. And if you think about that, Soroka threw double the amount of pitches in about the same amount of time.
There you go.
You could tell a guy that's in the groove, ready to go. And that was probably a very well-needed night off for this bullpen. But what can you say? The Diamondbacks, they just got to keep winning. You need the guys to step up. Nice to see Arenado, who he's either on or he's not.
Oh, man, there's no in between.
He is either on or he's not. But nice to see he's got his 18th home run. Starting to make, I feel, watching him last year, Jimmy, the last couple of years, they must be working with him or the hitting coach because he looks more dialed in, more power. But everything that's down low, he's going to take it deep.
He golfs it out.
Now, this one was out over the plate, and he kind of pulled it. So it's nice for him to just stay with the pitch and drive it over that left field wall. But, a little better in reference to only 7 runners left on base when you score 9 runs. And the other thing that's going to probably come back to haunt this team over and over again is runners in scoring position. 4 out of 13, even though you scored early and often. You got the majority of those runs early on. And I think that's one thing that they will look to work on. But when you get a 7-run lead the first 2 innings, your starting pitcher or your pitchers can have have the cachet or the ability to try to find their groove as they work into the game.
Same two teams play again tonight, 6:40 first pitch. You can hear it on 98.7. Let's move to the Arizona Cardinals. They have a date with the Raiders on Thursday for their second exhibition game. It'll be the Raiders' first. Monty Ossenfort, general manager, met the news media. Lots of questions fired at Ossenfort, and the big one was Josh Sweat. And a lot of reports circulating that Sweat had requested a trade. Here was the response.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's, discussions that come by that, there's always a lot of talk that goes around that. We have no interest in trading Josh. We're excited to have him. But some of those discussions going to keep private, but, excited to have Josh here, had a great year last year, excited for more good things out of him this year.
So Laz, in Monty Ossenfort code, what the hell did he just say?
That's we're not going to trade him, but we tried to trade him, but we didn't trade him, but we tried to trade him.
So the question was, did anybody offer to trade for Josh Sweat? And then he went off, talked in circles, talked in Ossenfort code.
Yeah, he did.
Now, they're not going to admit, but he kind of admitted it without admitting it, if that makes sense. So, Laz, we'll come to you for Monty Ossenfort code on questions answered. Let's try this next one.
I'm the Morse code guy. I'll break down all of the subtle languages of him not admitting his failures from the offseason.
Yeah, tell us what they're saying without they're saying it.
More with Ossenfort right now on why he thinks that the current Cards roster can be successful this season.
I think we built a roster that's going to be highly competitive. We're playing a tough division. We play a tough schedule, but we have a lot of good players, and we have players that are ready to take the next step up. And what that means in terms of win-loss record, playoffs. I don't know. I know this team is going to go out and fight every week, and we're going to be competitive with any team that we play.
Okay, coach speak or general manager.
General manager, yeah.
I mean, if I think their roster, it's a very competitive roster, but you always sit there and go for a lot of folks that watch a game and reporters will be ... They got to be completely healthy to be competitive week in and week out. They really do. Now we saw this team fall apart basically with all the injuries, but they didn't have the depth to plug in like a lot of teams do, a lot of good teams. So my question is, do you have the roster, i.e., okay, you've got the starting roster, but after that, who are some of the backups that can backfill? Okay. I like Algier behind Love.
I like that.
And you maybe if James Conner is still on this team, and folks, I'm just saying that I have no knowledge of that happening, but if he's on this team or Benson's still around, they've got a little bit of depth there. But the receiver core, if any of those starters go down, any of the five, then they're thin there. Quarterback-wise, if Jacoby Brissett goes down, you got a serviceable backup quarterback in Gardner Minshew.
Yes.
Otherwise, you play the young guy. And then defensively, Jimmy, anybody in that defensive line goes down or Sweat's not there or he's not playing, you've got some issues. You're going to have some trouble up front. And the same with the linebackers and the same with the back end in the secondary. So I agree with them that you got a competitive roster, starting roster.
I think they have a competitive roster. They just play in the best division in all of football.
And on that, that's why they've got to be completely healthy.
Yes.
I mean, all hands on deck.
Right.
Starters on deck if they're going to be competitive and have a chance to win games.
More with Ossenfort right now, how the extra time in camp has kind of altered his timeline.
I think it's every week we're in these blocks of 4. Mike sets up the blocks of 4 practices. And so I think it's a good time to reset, just kind of recalibrate and see where we're at. But it's one of those things where we're trying to take the big picture and not just, hey, we just come off a practice yesterday and we're going to weigh that more heavily. I think it's taking a step back and looking at that week by week. And then the games are a huge evaluation point for all up and down the roster. And then the joint practice with the Green Bay will be another opportunity. So all those are opportunities. And yeah, we had the extra game, but we still have the same amount of time here. Like right now, we're just like everybody else in the league. Like we're on the same schedule. We have a game. We got 3 more games, just like everybody else in the league does. So I don't think that changes much with the extra game. Maybe it just had us looking at it a little bit early, but now we're on the same timeline as we've always been.
Wow. Monty, that's how you do it. How refreshing. to answer the question.
He did answer.
He answered it. He was loquacious about it. He put it out there. We understood everything he said, and we get it. That was like refreshing to Monty Osiford actually answer the question and kind of lay it out there and just kind of give the fans what they want to hear about the cuts. And the other thing he has is they don't have, I think the very last cut is the cut down for everybody. So they get a chance to watch all those individuals, free agents, rookies, and they'll give them more of an opportunity with the extra game.
That is our replay rewind. It's presented by Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck, need a check. Just make one call. Of course, it's Lerner and Rowe. 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. Once again, one call, that's all. Lerner and Rowe. 602-977-1900. When we come back, we're going to dive into Major League Baseball. Why? USA Today baseball columnist Bob Nightengale is going to join us. Diamondbacks, along with about 1,600 other teams, are all fighting for a wild card spot. We're going to talk to Bob about all of that. Right now, let's get you to a 620 ESPN Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs stayed hot last night, taking the first of 3 from the Rockies 9-0 behind a first-inning grand slam from Nolan Arenado, giving the Snakes all the offense that they needed. The D-backs will look to keep it rolling tonight as Mitch Bratt gets the start, hoping to build off his first career Major League win his last time out. First pitch from Chase Field is set for 6:40 with pregame coverage getting underway at 6 on 98.7 FM, also streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. This Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B Sports Update is driven by Wright Honda. Huge selection, no games, no pressure. Visit Wright Honda at 7875 East Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, just across from TPC Scottsdale, or shop anytime at wrighthonda.com.
Fight Night is back, and the only place to catch every punch, kick, and knockout is Twin Peaks. Settle in with scratch-made favorites, legendary wings, and 29-degree drafts that hit colder than a heavyweight takedown. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you won't miss a moment. Grab your crew and make it a fight night to remember. Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at wrightoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out wrightoyota.com.
Hey, it's Jimmy B. Football season is here, and there's never been a better time to grow your business. Partner right now with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. With live endorsements, show sponsorships, featured segments, remote broadcasts, and so much more. YouTube, social media, and commercials, all built around your goals and your budget. Visit rocandmanuch.com and click advertise. Let's grow your business together.
When it comes to sushi, reputation matters, and Sushi Brokers Arcadia has built theirs on being the best sushi in Arizona. From traditional rolls to bold fusion creations, like our crowd favorite, Seafood Dynamite, and the must-try sushi pizza. We've got something for everyone. Our famous happy hour is every day from 3 to 6:30 with fresh favorites like the California roll, spicy tuna roll, and the surf and turf roll, topped with seared steak. Sushi Brokers Arcadia, 44th Street in Indian School.
Pima JTED doesn't just work for students, it works for all of Arizona. Hands-on training, real-world skills. High school students become job-ready, and Arizona businesses get the talent they need to thrive. Without a skilled workforce, Arizona can't grow. But with Pima JTED graduates, our entire economy prospers. Join the businesses already investing in Arizona's future. Learn more at PimaJTED.org. That's PimaJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
If gambling is no longer entertaining, you have options to help you take back the game. In Arizona, self-exclusion is a voluntary and confidential program that allows you to exclude yourself from gambling at Arizona casinos, betting at Arizona sportsbooks, or both. Getting started is simple, and support is always available. Head to gaming.az.gov/exclude to learn more about self-exclusion in Arizona. For 24/7 problem gambling support, text Next Step to 53342, sponsored by the Arizona Department of Gaming.
Live at Wright Honda in Scottsdale. New used certified pre-owned. Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. Go find yours here or online at wrighthonda.com.
There's 2-1. That is swung on and hit well. Up to deep left. Headed towards the bullpen. Grand slam, Arenado.
Thank you to Arizona Sports for the highlight. Yep, we're going to talk some baseball right now. It's always a good time when Bob Nightengale says, you know what, I got nothing going on. I'll go on with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Especially this time of year. There's nothing going on.
Nothing at all. That's why we invite him in. You can follow him on X at B Nightengale. That's at B Nightengale. Bobby, thank you, pal. Thank you as always for coming on. So we had our opening part of the program, and we talked about so many teams in the National League right now in the hunt for the wild card spot. Major League Baseball has to be loving this. Wouldn't you think that would be the case?
Well, particularly American League. American League is wide open. I think there's, 21 teams with them 3.5, 4 games out.
Correct.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's well, I think Major League Baseball loves it and hates it. Because remember, they wanted a salary cap.
Yeah.
So there's too much, not enough parity in the game. And, well, there's a lot of parity because, here's two small markets. The Brewers have the best record in baseball. And Tampa Bay, has the best record in the American League. So there is a lot of parity right now.
It also seems, though, when you talk about the American League, at least as far as that wild card's concerned, that the Red Sox and Yankees pretty much, unless everything goes to hell in a handbasket, looked like if they could be there. But the race with the Rangers, Twins, and Tigers, the Tigers, here they are getting rid of a couple of their pitchers, are actually in the hunt for that third spot, Bob.
Yeah, which is so strange. I mean, I think it's almost embarrassing if they make the playoffs. Like, you guys could have had Scooble and Mize and get to a World Series. You should be just, happy to get to the playoffs because how deep would they go, without those two guys? So, I think they underestimated just how bad the division is and how bad the American League is to dump both those guys. I'm not saying dump one and keep the other, but if they do make the playoffs, it's like, oh man, how far could they have gotten if they had those two big guys?
Remember last year, Bob, with the Diamondbacks, they got rid of Suarez and Naylor and Kelly and nobody would take Zach Gallen, but they made a little bit of a run. They were kind of sniffing it there for a little while by emptying out the basket at the trade deadline last year.
Yeah, they hung in there till last weekend of the season, against the Padres, which could happen again this time around with the, they didn't really do much at the deadline, just got Lars Newbar, but it could come down to that final weekend between the Padres and Diamondbacks who make the playoffs. I mean, really, when we look at the National League, it's pretty much 3 teams going for 2 spots, San Diego, Arizona, and Philadelphia Phillies.
But let me go back to your point because we didn't get into it, and I'd like to dive into it right now where you talked about the Major League Baseball is loving it with so many teams to keep fan interest up, but also hating it since the owners want to try to put in a salary cap.
Yeah, there's your parody right there.
I was just going.
You already got your parody.
I was just going to say. So even though it sounds bad and it may be a nightmare, you don't see things changing, though, from the owners, do you?
I don't. I think they're set. They're set in their ways, and they don't want to play unless there's a salary cap. And the players are set in their ways that, hey, we're not playing if there's a salary cap. So we'll see who blinks. I think realistically, we'll definitely have a lockout, but it's just hard to imagine that. anything will get resolved until there's a missed paycheck, and that the players don't get paid until the second week of the season. So you're talking about at least second week or so of April. When that paycheck comes, and if it is missed, then let's see who blinks first.
Bob, the conflicting reports and what the players are talking about, they've got 5 or 6 different things that they are talking about that they've kind of drawn a line in the sand. What is the 2 or 3 biggest heartaches or heartburn the players have with where the owners want to go with the CBA?
Well, pretty much just, the big thing is the salary cap. They just don't want a limit. If somebody wants to give Kyle Tucker $60 million a year, you go ahead and do it. Or Soto $7 or $65 million, for you to do that. That's their biggest thing. And, the owners will say, well, obviously, we have the money thing where, if you go over salary cap, you got to pay these kind of fines, everything else. And, I think the Dodgers are paying $180 million in luxury tax this year, but they're not blinking. The Mets haven't blinked either. So they got to find something to, curb the spending up top. And that might be maybe you lose draft picks or something like that. So you have to come up with some kind of mechanism if there's not a salary cap.
Bob Nightengale is our guest on the Right Honda guest line. All right, let me follow up then with that, because you referenced about the players and how they detest the salary cap. Is there some way that they could resolve all of this before April? Or do you think that it's just going to be stonewalled and be just like what you said, once the players start to miss a couple of checks, that's going to change everything?
I just think, once there's a missed check, then we'll see if they blink or the owners say that, what, they're not moving. We don't want to miss any TV checks ourselves, so let's get something done. Last time in 2021, kind of people forget, but there was a 99-day lockout. Remember, it was a short spring. They were able to squeeze in 162 games. So, but there was a lengthy lockout, and the executive committee of 8 players had voted to, still not play. Let's get a better deal. And they went to rank and file. In the 30 teams, 26 voted, hey, let's play. We'll take this deal. So, I think Major League Baseball will raise that minimum salary to about $1.25 million, have more guys eligible for arbitration, maybe get the free agency earlier, especially for the 30-year-olds, and try to go to the rank and file and see if it works this time.
Bob, the Diamondbacks, they've won 9 out of the last 13. This is one of those series that they should probably sweep, or at least win this series. You got Soroka back on the hill. Looks like Bratt going tonight. It looks like the rotation moving forward won't change much. Bratt, Kelly, Fott, Rodriguez, Soroka, repeat the cycle. Do you see anything like that changing from that standpoint? And with Little coming in, would he be like an emergency starter, long reliever? What's going to be his role aside from what he did last night? Pitched very, very well in 4 2/3.
Yeah, I think that's what will be his role, is just a kind of a bulk reliever, help out that way, and would be an emergency starter. Now they hope to have Corbin Burns back, at least to give you a few innings at a time. I mean, you got $200 million invested in him, so you're not going to have him run out, throwing 6-7 innings or something like that. We'll see if Gallen comes back. And so they may be okay. I mean, they really wanted a big starter for that rotation, a top tier starter, and then they get the deadline. But hey, if Brandon Pfaadt keeps pitching like this, and Rod Rodriguez pitches like this, go with Kelly. That's still a very good 1-2-3 punch.
Speaking of Brandon Pfaadt, how about after his 7 starts come back from Reno, 1.29 ERA, 5 wins, no decision the last 2. Unfortunate that Saturday game that he and Yamamoto going back and forth, that he lost that. But would you consider him right now one of the top pitchers in all Major League Baseball, Bob? Or if not, where would you put him?
Well, certainly second half. I mean,
sure.
Kudos to Doug Drabek, former Major League All-Star pitcher who was a AAA pitching coach and got him going. And I mean, who knows how long this lasts? There's always so many ebbs and flows. But yeah, he's been on fire. I think Saturday was the only time he even lost a game since he came back. So yeah, right him. And Rodriguez has only had one or two clunkers all season long. So that's a great 1-2 punch. And yeah, if they face the Dodgers in the first round, it shows they're not afraid of them. I mean, they've beaten the Dodgers up at Dodger Stadium and just beat them up, here as well. So I don't think the Dodgers would want to face the Diamondbacks, coming out of the gate in that first round.
Bob, it's interesting when you listen to Tom Candiotti and Cauley talk about the games as former pitchers, watching him. He developed another 2 or 3 pitches down there with Drayback in Reno, and he's throwing with confidence. They had a chart. He threw 5 or 6 different types of pitches in 1 or 2 games that he's kind of stuck with as far as the pattern, but he mixes them up. Was he very amenable or receptive to change down in AAA?
I don't know that answer, but you figure it's got to be for him to pick all that stuff up and do that, because he was kind of broken when he left here, and lost his job in rotation and lost his job in the bullpen, and yeah, they straightened him out. And this is the best we've seen Brandon Pfaadt. This is the reason they gave him that 5-year extension. But yeah, this is they couldn't ask for anything more from what he's doing right now. Like you said, I mean, if you put his numbers up against anybody since the All-Star break.
The DFA, Paul Sewald, at the beginning of the year, the first couple of months, he was the save leader in the National League, and then his game began to deteriorate, and they finally just dumped him. That's the only way I can describe it. Is he, in your estimation, is the book on him strong for a month or two and then collapses? And would anybody have any interest in him at all?
I bet somebody picks him up, and see what he has left. Obviously, age is catching up with him, and I mean, he was so instrumental for them when they got to the World Series. Great clubhouse leader, one of the nicest guys in the world, really. So you always root for the best. But I would think with everybody looking for pitching help, everybody looking for bullpen help, I would think somebody would reach out and grab him. I mean, all you're doing is paying a couple of $100,000, of a prorated minimum, and he's yours. So, yeah, I'd be surprised if someone doesn't pick him up.
Always good, pal, when we catch up with you. Thank you for the time, as always. Enjoy the games, Bob.
All right, my pleasure. Thank you, guys. Take care.
There you go. That's Bob Nightengale, everybody. USA Today baseball columnist. You can find him on X at B Nightengale. Again, that's at B Nightengale. Hey, when it comes to game day pizza here in the state, Venezia's Pizzeria. They make it easy. 7 locations across the valley, and you can order online. Just go to Venezias.com. Venezias.com. Manuch, where are we going to be tomorrow?
We'll be in the East Mesa Venezia's Pizzeria. We'll be at Signal Butte and Ellsworth. So Jimmy will be able to take that helicopter.
I will.
Down there at Sun Lakes. But we'll be down there. They have a great crowd. They're always busy at lunchtime. Heads up. So we'll be out there mañana. Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B at the East Mesa.
All right.
Venezia's Pizzeria.
I like it. When we come back, a little football at 50 also on this day. We are hanging out today until 4 o'clock right here at Wright Honda. That's Wright Honda here in Scottsdale. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Shevin Rowe. Getting in an auto accident is traumatic. You need to call the best law firm that has the experience to get you the best results. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com.
Across the country, opioid overdose deaths are going down. But in Arizona, they're rising. And it's not just opioids. Deaths linked to meth, cocaine, and kratom are increasing too. This is a crisis, but it's one we can change. Honest conversations about drug risks can save lives. Be part of the solution. Visit talknowaz.com for tools and resources. Sponsored by the Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
At the Y, strength means something different. It means people of all ages being together. It means you can be wishing the game-winning shot, learning to plie in first position, jabbing, crossing, and hooking a punching bag, canoeing in the lake at summer camp, donating food for your neighbors, watching your son learn about water safety in the pool. 175 years later, there's still no place like this place. Get involved at your Y. Learn more at ymca.org.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Right Toyota on this day report. Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota in Scottsdale.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. We roll until 4 o'clock. Manuch, let's do a little on this day. What do you got?
Well, on this day, driven by Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota in Scottsdale. 1968, Satchel Paige, 62 years young and needs 158 days on Major League Baseball payroll to qualify for a pension. By the way, their pension in baseball is phenomenal. He's signed by the Braves. He will not pitch a regular season game for Atlanta, but will become a coach on September 30th and stay for another year. Therein lies when he got his pension.
That was awesome for the Atlanta Braves to do that in 68. And look, he got to the league because there were no black players until Jackie Robinson broke that barrier, of course. Satchel Paige was phenomenal.
He was pitching. His prime had come and gone.
Yes.
But he was very serviceable at 42 years old.
Yes.
And I believe he pitched to 55 years old.
Something like that.
And I believe in those days they needed 10 years of active service in reference to getting their pension. 1980, Reggie Jackson hits his 400th career home run off of Britt Burns and Yankees 3-1 victory over the White Sox at Yankee Stadium. And a very, very sad day, 2003. Herb Brooks, American ice hockey coach, the Miracle on Ice, dies in a car accident at 66 years old. As a matter of fact, I saw a clip just the other day. I think they were doing in honor of Herb Brooks on this day situation on Facebook, at least. And they showed that scene, the pep talk.
Oh, sure.
In the locker room right before they went out on the ice. What a great scene for those young men to go out there. Not today, not this day. This is your day. Walks out the room.
It was awesome. There you go. A little on this day for you. All right, let's roll to some football at 50. It is presented by our favorite place to go in Peoria. It is Big's American Bar and Grill. We are there every Monday night for Monday Night Football. Ice cold drinks, loaded burgers. They have televisions everywhere, even out on their wonderful patio as well. It's a great spot, by the way, to have your fantasy draft party right off 101 Bell Road and 83rd Avenue, right next to the sports complex in Peoria. And for more, just go to bigspeoria.com. Again, online, bigspeoria.com. where people go for football in Peoria. Manuch, breaking news.
Yeah, Viking fans, here you go. Here's your fourth starter in the last 4 years. That's right. Say it ain't so. Kyler Murray was named by Kevin O'Connell, the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, and Kyler Murray will be your starter for opening day. And if you stop and think about that, as I mentioned, Kirk Cousins in 2023 was the starter. Sam Darnold, 2024. J.J. McCarthy, 2025. And this year, Kyler Murray will be named the starter. There is a variable of decisions on this. Number one, I got to imagine without him saying this, the head coach, that they were getting the ball down the field more. Wasn't a lot of dink and dunk, a lot of stretching the field. I imagine Jefferson et al., the receiving corps, might have had
Addison,
Addison might have had some say-so in reference to, hey, coach, we like what we're seeing without telling him who to start. And here's the other thing. Holy cow. Did hell freeze over? They said Kyler Murray has really won the battle from the mental side of the game.
Wait a minute. Repeat that.
Yeah,
What?
they said Kyler Murray has really developed the mental side of the game as the offense, seeing the field, the reads, which is a huge indictment on J.J. McCarthy. J.J., this is your third year in the system. You would think you'd have it down pat. Maybe there's some reads he's not making. There might be some new things that Kevin O'Connell has added to the offense that Kyler Murray's picking up more so than J.J. McCarthy. Now, this is on the heels of Kyler Murray having what they said, a horrible practice. It was either Monday or Sunday. And then J.J. was lighting it up.
Okay.
And then here you go, Brett, early this morning. All right, we've seen enough. Kyler Murray's going to be our starter. J.J. looks like for now, heads up, is the backup. Unless, Jimmy B, they trade away J.J. McCarthy, because if they trade J.J. away, guess who the backup is? Carson Wentz.
Yes.
Carson Wentz, experienced. He's been in Minnesota, been there, done that. So I just wonder if J.J.'s expendable to teams out there, that they put him on the trade block, because he's under the rookie contract.
He is under rookie contract. Would they get like at least a third for him?
I would say at minimum a third.
Okay.
Yeah, because he just hasn't proven himself. And
Well, he's been hurt.
Well, okay, but last year he played. They did
4 games.
But they didn't see what they needed to see. Now he missed his entire rookie year.
Yep.
He was hurt. Last year played quite a bit. Now this was the year they were looking for him to pop. But if Kyler Murray's come in and wowed them in practices, folks, be careful what you wish for in practices, then I think he's just making this decision to put all the questions and everything to the side, Jimmy.
Right.
To say he's our guy.
Yep.
He's going to get the reps. We're going to get him ready for week 1. We're going to play him in the preseason. You know what's going to be interesting? God, I got it down pat today. How much do they play J.J. McCarthy versus Carson Wentz in order to save J.J. from getting hurt?
To
put him on.
Try to showcase.
No, don't play him so he
Oh.
doesn't get hurt in order to trade him.
Oh, Manuch.
So
you conspiracy theorist.
oh my gosh. I mean, those are some of the things that if he comes in right after Murray, I might say, well, they might keep him around. Or if they say, well, Murray's got the offense down, or Jim McCarthy's got the offense down, but we want Carson to get some reps.
I see where you're going.
Who you zooming, Minnesota Vikings?
Who's zooming who?
Hey, this is a story that was broke by Tyler Drake. Then John Gambadoro reiterated about an hour ago. Wild situation that current former Eagles players in unfolding. Jalen Carter, Nakobe Dean, and Terrell Edmonds were reportedly among the NFL players who lost money in an alleged e-commerce investment scheme linked to former Cardinals GM Steve Keim and his business associate Mohamed Coulibaly. Now, Coulibaly has reportedly been found dead at just 24 years old, and questions surrounding the alleged scheme continue. Now, we're going to get into this in the second hour.
Yeah.
So these are all allegations, but the key there is Mohamed Coulibaly has been found dead. We'll get to the story. But once again, the allegations, the things surrounding Steve Keim, and then imagine that, Jalen Carter, with some baggage or some clouds over him after he signed that big mega deal just last month at the market of $38 million per year. So we'll dive into this, but that's breaking news. Tyler Drake and John Gambadoro about an hour ago just kind of reiterating. This is what they say, Jimmy, a ongoing fluid story that's going to be ongoing in reference to Steve Keim's allegations with the e-commerce potential fraud scheme involving current NFL players.
It's amazing how that all of a sudden just popped up. And, of course, that with the death of Kalamali as well. Hey, our number 2 is coming up. When we come back, Brandon Krisztal, he covers the entire Denver sports team. We'll talk Rockies with him. We'll talk Denver Broncos with him, Colorado Buffaloes. We'll get it all in. That's coming up at the bottom of the hour at 2:30. All right, we are hanging today here at Right Honda. Right Honda here in Scottsdale. We'll be here until 4 o'clock. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM, HD-2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
Every year, summer ends and the kids go back to school. This year, I'm going back too at My Computer Career. They helped me get financial aid, and I got to choose online or on-campus classes to fit my needs. Now I'm on a fast track to a high-demand IT career where the rewards can finally match my value. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. That's mycomputercareer.edu. It's never too late to go back to school.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Premium Wireless. How did you get 30, 30, did you get 30, did you get 20, 20, 20, did you get 20, 20, did you get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet. Rely on 2 lines with Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Oak Cliff Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Attention all Arizona workers. You may be entitled to receive earned paid sick time. Every Arizona employer is responsible for keeping track of your hours and recording how much earned paid sick time is available under state law. Posters about paid sick time and minimum wage laws also need to be posted in every office. Get posters and learn more at azica.gov. That's azica.gov. This message is sponsored by the Industrial Commission of Arizona.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live at Right Honda, Arizona's #1 Honda dealer. RightHonda.com.
28 balls thrown, 26 strikes for Hughes. His 55th pitch of his outing is lined into right field. That's a base hit as well. Carroll's going to score. Gabby's going to head for third. The throw by Moniak is cut off. It's an RBI single for Marte, his 65th ribby of the season. And the D-backs have hung a touchdown on Hughes here in the bottom of the second.
Thank you to Arizona Sports for the highlight. Last night's big win over the Colorado Rockies. Same two teams play again tonight downtown at the Yard. Welcome back, everybody. Second hour, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We are here at Wright Honda. They've got a setup in a great showroom area. Lots of folks checking out vehicles. Manuch, there are some specials as well that they have.
They've got some exclusive finance programs through Wright Honda and Honda Financial Services through the end of the month, so through August 31st. The biggest one's no payment for 90 days.
What?
Through Honda Financial for qualified buyers. They've got a 1.49% for 36 months on the Accord hybrid models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. I love this one.
Okay.
0.99% for 36 months on both the CRV gas and hybrid models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. 2.49% financing for 36 months on the Accord gas models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. And last but not least, 1.49% for 36 months on all HRV models. Did I say all?
All.
Yeah, all HRV models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. And did I mention through the end of August,
You
all
did.
those great prices, all that great financial services going on for Wright Honda and Honda Financial Services.
And once again, we will be here doing the show until 4 o'clock. Okay, so same two teams play again tonight, Colorado and the D-backs. Last night, it was just a blitzkrieg of activity for the Diamondbacks. They won the game easily going away. Manuch, they are playing for a wild card spot. The Dodgers won last night. Padres won last night. Phillies won last night. The Marlins won last night. Everybody who is fighting for a wild card spot or the top spot in a division like the Dodgers all had victories last night.
Yeah, that's a good point there, Jimmy. And the only team that lost the number 6 spot fighting to try to get into that third spot was the Cardinals. They're the only ones that lost. And it's kind of like, okay, let the race begin. Here we are, August 11th, and we've got, basically 8 weeks left?
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah, to see who gets to the end of September. By the way, did you see that we're going to actually end a World Series in October?
No, say it isn't.
Swear to God.
I mean, we're not going to be skiing in November watching baseball?
Yeah, they're going to start October 23rd. It'll be the first World Series game, and they will be done. I mean, done.
Yeah.
For the World Series by the end of October.
Good.
Yeah, we're not playing to Christmas anymore. I mean, that dog is not going to hunt. So I let all you World Series fans that love it say that no more going, at least this year.
Yeah. Qualify it. Yeah, this year.
This year, going into November. But to your point, Jimmy, yeah, it's going to be, I think the race really, when I look at this, will be between the Marlins, Padres, Phillies, and Diamondbacks. Phillies and Diamondbacks tied for the second and third. They're both 64 and 56. And then you got the Padres. And at that point, I think if it comes down to the Diamondbacks and Padres, guess who the last series is for the Diamondbacks? The San Diego Padres.
Yep.
Could you imagine the best 2 out of 3 will be the team
that
gets in to the third wild card spot?
Manuch, that would be awesome. I mean, if you're a sport, look, I get it. Fans, okay, we want to get in, get it over with, and get us in. When you're a person like myself or Manuch who craves competition, for me, that would be the best to have that series and then have the Diamondbacks win and advance.
I would love it.
I would too.
But it would kind of pours milk all over the table to the owners about, hey, we need a hard cap to create parity. Excuse me.
Good point.
You got parity going on the last 3
Yeah.
years with this new wild card format. So, I mean, you look at, obviously, the Cubs and Phillies and Padres are paying their guys well. Well, Diamondbacks are paying okay. Marlins, okay. Cardinals are just kind of steady as she goes. And the Nationals aren't big payrolls. So when you look at the 6 teams that are in the wild card race for the National League, I'll just say Cubs, Phillies, Padres are the only 3 out of those 7 that have the big payroll. Everybody else is pretty much competing without having the big money per se.
Yeah, monstrous money. I mean, look, they have salaries on that team. We all know what Corbin Burns makes. We all know what Corbin Carroll makes. Look, there are big money players on the D-backs, but you are correct. It's not like that they are stacked with high volume guys that make $60 million a year.
Now, here's the other thing, too. So the Phillies and Nationals, so the Nationals are 5 back. And the Phillies and National in that National League East are going to have to play each other, I think, 2 or 3 more times.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be canceling each other out, one or the other.
Okay.
Will help that. I talked about the Diamondbacks and Padres going at it. Marlins, I haven't looked at their schedule per se, but they're only 3.5 back. They're kind of clawing back into the race of that 3rd wild card spot. They're playing 500 baseball. They've won 2 in a row now.
You're right.
So you look at that, and then the Cardinals, they're 4.5 back. They just don't have the pitching. They don't have the kind of consistency or hitting that the Diamondbacks and Padres have. So if there's a team that's starting to get well, it would be the Padres and Marlins are pretty much starting to regather their thoughts, as I like to say, regather their land legs, and they're starting to get healthy on top of that.
It's funny, I was flipping around last night. Obviously, the game was well in hand with a 9-0 win, but I was checking out the Phillies game, the Padres game, and it was in the Padres game, late in the contest, Jackson Merrill hits a shot to straightaway center field for the Padres to give them the lead and ultimately the win. Mason Miller came in and slammed the door.
Yeah, Machado's starting to gain a little traction as well.
Yeah,
Tatis has really been the guy.
Yeah,
he's just he's really come on. But I think for the Diamondbacks, they understand. They'll be scoreboard watching like everybody. We'll be checking every day.
Oh, sure.
Who won, who lost. You just can't get into a mode where you've got a team like the Rockies or the San Francisco Giants that you play. I think the next series with the Giants, it's a 4-game series.
Really?
4-game series that they're going to play. But I just think that having Little come in last night, and you just heard Torey Lovello talk about how the bullpen got a break, literally a night off, in order to recharge those guys, get them some rest, and pretty much you're going to get another day off on Thursday as well. So it's nice to get a few days off here in going into the 2nd week of August to rest up, because you got to go take on Atlanta and you got to go take on the Red Sox, who are absolutely red hot.
They are smoking.
They are definitely smoking. So I think anytime a team can get a blow, can get the rest, is well needed. Now, Brad's on the bump tonight, and whether Corbin Burns comes back or not, projected now he may come back the first week of September.
Well,
we keep pushing
we'll
it back, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I'm not going to hold my breath.
So the Diamondbacks will have to live and die with the rotation: Bratt, Kelly, Fott, Rodriguez, Soroka, and then repeat the cycle, right?
Yep.
Now Little will pop in there as a spot starter or long reliever, or as they say, he could be an opener. For maybe
if they're doing a bullpen game.
Yeah, if they're doing a bullpen game or somebody's down and they don't want to expend one of the starters, they could do an opener. And he proved last night, he went 4 2/3. I mean, he was money last night.
Didn't you tell me at the beginning of the program he only threw like 45 pitches?
He threw 45 pitches in 4 2/3, and over half of them were strikes.
Yeah.
Where Soroka, he threw 77 pitches in 4 1/3, 47 strikes. He had the 4 strikeouts, which told me he's keeping the ball down, but he also had the 3 walks. So I think maybe a lot of that was nerves, just getting back in the swing of things.
Right.
A little nervous. Nice to be at home to get this out of your system, to kind of revamp, get re-energized, and get back on the mound.
Well, Torey also stated in his post-game comments it was 80 pitches and that's it.
Yeah.
We were going to yank him no matter what at 80.
But 80 pitches is a lot in 4 1/3.
It is.
But that's okay. They said, okay, he's pushing the envelope. Let's wait another 5 days. We'll get him back there on the bump. Maybe increase it to 85. And then slowly but surely, as long as they can win, and have him build back up to where he was. Because I would say all these guys that are starting now, Jimmy, they could push 100 pitches, every one of them.
Yeah.
Erod went to 105 the other night.
I think so.
He told Torrey, I could go 115 if you need me. I feel that good. So it's not as if they can't go 100 plus. Is that they don't want them to kind of save them and not overextend them, and kind of, get them back off the mound and just live for another day. Have those guys charged up going into the last 2 weeks of the season.
I got you. I'm with you on the end of the season, that series with the Padres. That would be phenomenal if they are battling for that final
If
spot.
you're not a baseball fan and you don't love that, but that could happen in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it could.
It could happen in Washington.
Yeah.
It could happen with the D-backs, as you mentioned.
Yep.
But look at the American League. It could happen with the Yankees and the Red Sox. I mean, I just think that this is great. And fans will go, why do you want a hard cap? Why are you looking to reduce salaries? It's working without a potential strike or work stoppage.
It is working. There's no question about that. Hey, look, we want to remind everybody that when the football season begins, the NFL and college, we are going to be set up, and it's going to be a great time at DraftKings in Scottsdale at TPC, always on Friday. Also, we will do, beginning September 9th, a prediction of the opening game score, and you can win big, okay? Let me just repeat that. DraftKings opening day, 1 to 4. It's a Wednesday, September 9th, and you can come in and predict the opening game score, and you could be a huge winner. Well, we'll give you more details as we get closer to that date, but mark it down on your calendar, September 9th at the Sportsbook TPC in Scottsdale. Once again, we will be there September 9th, DraftKings Sportsbook at TPC. All right, when we come back, we're going to dive into the NFL exhibition season. It is only a day and a half away, the Cardinals and the Raiders. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Football fans, it's time to draft your team and kick off another season. This year, take your fantasy football draft party to Twin Peaks. Cold drinks, made from scratch food, wall-to-wall TVs. Round up your league, grab a table, and get ready for the picks, the rivalries, and a full season of bragging rights. Start your fantasy season at Twin Peaks. Book your draft party at your local lodge today.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
Ball players, legends. One incredible weekend of golf. It's the MLB Retired Players Association Celebrity Classic, September 19th through the 21st at Ocotillo Golf Club in Chandler. Play around paired with an actual MLB player, plus swag, breakfast, and lunch while raising money for retired players, kids with autism through music movement, and ASU baseball scholarships. Foursomes are going fast. Register today at music-movement.org. That's music-movement.org.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a lowball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. ODs, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Looking for a meaningful way to engage in your community and make a difference?
Volunteer with the State Health Insurance Assistance Program, or SHIP.
We need your help to support your friends and neighbors as they enroll in Medicare for the first time.
Review plan options or troubleshoot problems with their health care.
SHIP has many volunteer opportunities. Whether it's conducting one-on-one counseling, speaking to groups, or providing office support, SHIP can find a role that's right for you.
For more information or to volunteer, visit azship.org. This project is supported by a grant from the U.S. Administration for Community Living, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Back live at Wright Honda in Scottsdale with ESPN 620's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Shop it online. They'll deliver. WrightHonda.com.
Looking to the left, looking to the right, throwing the fade into the end zone. Simi Fehoko, the catch, toe taps the sideline. Cardinals touchdown. How about that? Simi Fehoko on the business end. Carson Beck put it right on the money. The accuracy, the anticipation, and that converts into a touchdown, and Cardinals 6 points.
Thank you to Arizona Sports for the highlight once again. That was the exhibition game being played, Hall of Fame. Manuch was one of the best exhibition games that I have seen in years. I could not believe, even though they were using second, third, fourth teamers, just the way the game played out, it was unbelievable.
The most organized preseason game I've ever seen in a lot of venues over the years. But for the Arizona Cardinals, I think of the coaches that have come through, even when Ken Wisnet was here, and those guys went to the Super Bowl. You didn't see a group of rookies playing a first preseason game that organized, clean.
Yeah.
Only one penalty going into the second half. No interceptions, no turnovers. I know Kiner had a fumble, but he recovered it. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, it just was well executed. So I give Mike LaFleur and Nathaniel Hack a lot of credit for preparing the guys that did play. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yep.
Max protection. Now, they didn't blitz a heck of a lot, if at all, but they rolled him out. That being Carson Beck. He threw well on the run. He had some wise decisions. He looked the part. He looked the part. I mean, he looked like an NFL quarterback that's been there and done that. Now, 6 years of college football will tend to calm your nerves, and there's a lot of things you've seen, but not at this speed. So bright lights, national TV, and he's been on national TV many times, so that's not foreign to him. But I agree with you, Jimmy. I think a lot of the routes, I only saw one drop, and the other two incomplete passes. The one pass that when they rolled out down there on the 5-yard line, he saw the blitz coming, he threw the ball away on purpose, lived for another down, but he also threw it at the feet of the receiver, so it wasn't intentional grounding.
Right.
And then that touchdown pass to Fehoko right there, nice touch pass.
It was great.
Folks, I can't tell you how many times you've got to practice that over and over and over again to lead them just enough, keep them in bounds, and the far hash isn't like way far like in college. The hashes are tighter. So that nice touch pass. And then he had a couple of nice deep balls, the one to Green and the other little pump and go he had. So he looked very poised. The offense as a whole looked poised. Now when the first teamers start to play against this Arizona Cardinals team and he's starting against first teamers, and I would hope he does get a chance to start with the first team offense. Maybe not.
It won't be Thursday.
No, it won't be Thursday, but probably next week.
Okay.
Or maybe the last preseason game for maybe a quarter. Then we see it a little bit of a different animal of what's going to be coming at him from first team defenders on the other teams.
You know, look, I tip my cap to Carolina. Hayes King was sensational, and I'm watching the game, and Mike Tirico and I go way back, and he got caught up in it. And he ends up calling the game.
He became a fanboy.
He did, yeah. You would have thought it was like a regular season game because he's going touchdown. Hayes King. I mean, instead of just going through the motions of, okay, it's the Hall of Fame game and they're not playing anybody. And I thought it was a great call. I loved every moment of how they handled that.
And now here we go into game 2, Thursday.
Yeah.
Looks like Coach LaFleur has said that the starters will go at least a series or two. I've always been the contention. If you're a starter, and you bog down after one series and you bog down after another series, go back out for one more. I think as a starting unit in preseason, you want to feel pretty good about yourself. Now, I know that if they don't go more than 3 series this game, when they next week for their preseason game, they may go a quarter, or I'd recommend that they go a quarter. And I think those are some of the things that this Arizona Cardinals team is going to have to evaluate because, Jimmy, they don't have – the only All-Pro they have on this team is Trey McBride. Tag, he's it.
That's it.
Josh Sweat, we have no idea what's going on with Josh Sweat.
Right.
Is he going to get traded? Is he going to play? So this group of players on both sides of the ball, they need to play. They need to knock the rust off, go 2 or 3 series. Next week, maybe you go a quarter. And then, in your 4th preseason game, I would say maybe you go a series or 2 because you're going to have 2 weeks off before your first game. And at that point, I might be tempted, if I'm Mike LaFleur, to start the rookie with the starters. Why not?
Oh, I knew it was coming.
Why not? He's a kid that's your 3rd round pick. If he's going to be the franchise, treat him like the franchise.
He looked like it in one game.
Yeah, treat it like that. Give him the opportunity to play with the starters versus another team who is going to start their first team defense.
All right, so that brings us to our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day. Here it is. So how much time, if it was Manuch coaching, Carson Beck would play every down. How much time should Carson Beck play per game in the remaining exhibition season? 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 4. Play all 4 quarters.
Now that's per game, folks. Per game.
Yes.
Not the rest of game.
Per game. Just go to X at Roc and Manuch, also on Instagram at Roc and Manuch as well. We will update you as the show continues. Look, I'm with you. I think the kid really showed that he is the real deal. I think one of the big things that people forget about, and you harped on it all the time, was he played so much football in college. 6 years, won a national title, then took Miami into the title game. So he knows exactly, A, what he is good at and what he's not good at, and B, he is comfortable running an offense.
And also let's just pump the brakes a little bit. And I think we're all doing that. The game plan or the plays, they might have had 10 to 12 pass plays.
Yeah.
They might have had no more than 4, 5, 6 running plays, play action. There's adjustments, drop back, screens, even had the one run.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing they want to work with him on is when he moves, keep his eyes up. Keep his eyes up the field so he can look for guys down the field. They want to look at that as well. So as preseason goes on, as he'll watch Jacoby Brissett, and Brissett also learns the offense. Now, remember, folks, Jacoby Brissett just got into camp about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or 2.5 weeks ago. He's learned the offense. Gardner Minshew and Carson Beck are way ahead of him.
Absolutely.
As far as knowing the offense. But I think that you get Jacoby Brissett to go maybe 2 or 3 series. I'd put Carson Beck in for another at least minimum 2 quarters. And then you put Keaton Slovis in for maybe the last quarter.
Okay. So you're not for playing Minshew anything at all?
I think Minshew, no. I think you might want to give him a quarter just to knock the rust off.
Okay.
He's basically going to be your emergency guy, if you will. And I think those are some of the things you want Jacoby to knock the rust off.
Mm-hmm.
You want Beck to get the experience. And as far as Minshew is concerned, maybe play him a series or 2, if that.
He's got to have a few.
Yeah, he would. And I think when you play Dallas next week,
yeah,
and you finish with Green Bay, I think the focus is make sure Brissett's ready to go.
Okay.
Minshew's already good.
Okay.
But give Carson Beck as many reps as you can, especially if you can versus starters, if you can. But if not, just keep him matriculating down the field, Lenny. Just keep him learning and growing, and have that guy ready to go if hell breaks loose. You lose both your starter and your backup.
All right, here's my question other than quarterback. We have had conversations on this world-class radio show about a certain wide receiver who so far hasn't popped yet. So if that's the case, if he is going to pop in his third season, how much time do you give him in these first couple of exhibition games? I'm not going to say his name.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
No, I'm not going to say his name.
Why are you afraid to say his name?
I'm not afraid to say it. I just want to see if people understand, because he's been a no-show.
They totally
He's
understand,
been a no-show. He's been a no-show for 2 years.
Okay, let me answer your question. For Marv Jr. to
About
pop,
time.
there's everybody knows that they're looking to pop. So for preseason, as far as the receiving core and making sure they're on the same page, I would say you need, if they go 2 or 3 series this game, and then you got Dallas, I'd go another 2 or 3 series. And then Green Bay, you may at that point, if you're not going to play the starters, have the second team. So they want to make sure that he's on the same page and ready to pop. Now, when you look at the first 2, 3, 4 games of the regular season, starting with the Chargers, when you say pop, I think that what Jacoby Brissett's done as a quarterback, he's not going to isolate one guy versus the other.
No, I understand that.
But he's going to, but I think what they're saying is, how much will Mike LaFleur maybe game plan where Marv Jr. has a chance to pop or set him up to pop on the different routes or different scheming that he has.
Okay.
Because the guy that's right there that popped last year was Michael Wilson.
That is correct.
You know, Trey McBride, Michael Wilson popped to your vernacular there.
Yes. You know, that's football.
Sure. Jargon. Football jargon.
It is, yeah.
So I think those are some of the things that they're going to look for. And he's kind of become, oh, yeah, and then that other guy.
Yes.
So if he can prove he can be more than just another guy, then I think that will answer your question.
Manuch, he was drafted to be the guy.
He was.
He was supposed to be that guy.
He was drafted to be the dude.
Yes.
And right now, he's just a guy.
Yeah.
That's how I phrase. He's just a guy.
Yeah.
Not a dude.
Nope.
Not a dude.
Just a guy.
Just a guy.
Hey, every Thursday, we always broadcast the show live at one of the Valley Twin Peaks locations. There are 5 of them, and we are presented by Michelob Ultra and Bud Light. So make sure you hang out with us. Twin Peaks now also has Busch Light aluminums. That's it. And we are going to be at Twin Peaks. We're on Thursday, Manuch.
We are going to be at the Scottsdale Twin Peaks. Just a driver and wedge from here at Right Honda.
Well, maybe for you. For me, it's probably a driver, a 3-wood, a 6-iron, then a wedge.
Well, I'm using the road.
Oh.
I'm going to get the roll. Like I'm at a links course over in Europe. I'm going to get the roll.
That would work. Hey, we're hanging out here having a good time today. Right Honda is where we are until 4 o'clock. Okay, Rockies, National League, Slump Busters. Is that what they are? Also, the Denver Broncos getting ready to defend the AFC Championship that they happen to win. Longtime Mile High sportscaster Brandon Krisztal is going to join us. He's coming up next. But right now, let's get you to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs stayed hot last night, taking the first of 3 from the Rockies, 9-0 behind a first-inning grand slam from Nolan Arenado, giving the Snakes all the offense that they would need. The D-backs will look to keep it rolling tonight as Mitch Bratt gets the start, hoping to build off his first career Major League win his last time out. First pitch from Chase Field is set for 6:40 with pregame coverage getting underway at 6 on 98.7 FM, also streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. This Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B Sports Update is driven by Wright Honda. Huge selection, no games, no pressure. Visit Wright Honda at 7875 East Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, just across from TPC Scottsdale, or shop anytime at wrighthonda.com.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Lace up for a great cause. Join the 33rd annual Frank Cush Youth Foundation Running for the Broads on Saturday, October 10th at Tempe Beach Park during the Four Peaks Oktoberfest. Every step helps support youth athletics, including girls flag football, Lady Hawk softball, the Frank Cush Scholarship at ASU, Tempe Sister Cities, and kids throughout our community. Register, donate, or volunteer today at Oktoberfest.run. That's Oktoberfest.run. Run, give back, make a difference.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the PA3 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
Living in the Valley of the Sun means we're always battling the heat on the golf course, at work, or just getting through the day. To stay sharp, you need more than energy. You need hydration. You need Phoenix Hydration Energy, spelled Phoenix, like the city we love. Phoenix gives you clean, natural energy from green tea, plus 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. No crash, no junk, just pure performance. Grab Phoenix Hydration Energy today at 7-Eleven, Quick Trip, or Circle K. Phoenix Hydration Energy. Rise up.
Meth and cocaine are dangerous drugs. They don't have to be mixed with fentanyl to be deadly. In Arizona, deaths involving stimulants like meth and cocaine are rising. Both are highly addictive, and there is no medication that can reverse an overdose. Instead of thinking, it can't happen to me or my loved ones, get informed. Recognize the warning signs, understand the risks, and know that help is available. Learn more at thenewmeth.com. Sponsored by the Substance Awareness Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
The guys are live at Wright Honda on Frank Lloyd Wright. Sales, service, all of it. WrightHonda.com.
Nix will take it himself on 1st and 10. Blocked by balls. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos have their first lead today.
Thank you to CBS Sports. It is Bronco Conversation, and they expect the Broncos to be back in that AFC Championship game. We're headed to the Mile High City. Brandon Krisztal is a longtime reporter who covers the team, also the assistant to the regional manager of Guerilla Sports as well, and you can find him on X at BK Denver Sports. That's at BK Denver Sports. Always good, pal, to catch up with you. How's everything in the Mile High City?
It's going great, guys. And I just saw officially that our pal Peyton Manning's steakhouse here in Izzy's, that is the sister to St. Elmo's there in Indy, is opening a place there in Paradise Valley at the end of the month. So I don't know if I can help you get a table or not, but if you guys need some help, I can at least put you in touch with Peyton's assistant, maybe, and they can help get you a table.
Well, look at you, Mr. Big Time.
He is big time. Yeah.
You know, you think of Manning and Elway and all the great quarterbacks that come through. We just lost Craig Morton about a month and a half ago. He lived out here in Scottsdale. Even Craig had a stop there. You know, and you just think of the Broncos as success after success. Now, they had a couple of down years before Walmart got involved, and now here they are coming back. What is it about the Broncos? I wouldn't call it mystery, but the success that is there, it seems, every year, Brandon?
Well, are you asking kind of what's the secret to that?
Well, yeah. Is there some kind of
secret
legacy, you know?
Well, you have to give Pat Bowlen a lot of credit. You mentioned Craig Morton. It's funny. I was talking with my mom. I'm going to take a two-part on this, Pat. But Craig Morton's first wife married my aunt's best friend in Dallas. And late 70s, and my mom was reading Seth Wickersham's book because I told her what a good book it is, American Kings, about quarterbacks.
Yes.
And she's like, you were at Craig Morton's wedding. And I remember that my parents went. I was in utero at the time, so I was at Craig Morton's first wedding. But dating back to 77 and the Orange Crush defense with that Craig Morton-led offense, but then really in 84 when Pat Bowlen bought the team. They'd already made the Elway trade when Pat Bowlen bought him. But Pat had a standard that they were able to really reach and then maintain. And obviously in the Mike Shanahan era towards the end of Elway, the very end of Elway's career, they were able to win those first 2 Super Bowls after the 3 tough losses early in Elway's career. And Mike never was below 8-8. Now the problem was in the last few years, he was also never really above 8-8 either. And Mike Shanahan, the GM, failed Mike Shanahan, the coach. But you obviously, there's an element of luck, but surrounding Elway with the right players. So you had 16 years of Elway, then you had a few good years with a lot of people's favorite Sun Devil and Jake the Snake. And then you stumble a little, through Cutler to Orton, then you get T-Bone Magic, and 4 years of Peyton Manning. And then there's been, it's not Cleveland Browns, but a lot of quarterbacks until you get Sean Payton in here after Russell Wilson fails. You move on and get Bo Nix to be the perfect fit for what Sean Payton's doing. So having steady quarterback play, the Packers are truly the gold standard to go from Favre to Rodgers and now Jordan Love. But the Broncos are certainly closer to that than they are to maybe what the Cardinals have been outside of Carson Palmer and obviously the run with Kurt Warner. But, historically, or what even, some of the more proud franchises have been the Niners. So they got to your guy, Brock Purdy, and Manuch, where they were kind of up and down post Steve Young, flash with Kaepernick. But it's not hard. It's not easy. And you know this, you work with quarterbacks. The fact that we're closing in on 400 million people in America and we can still, let's say, what are there, 20 good NFL quarterbacks now? You say, okay, those guys, no problem with them. Would I upgrade 15 of them for the 5 other guys at the top? Probably. But I'm not going much past 20 to where I feel great about the next 12. And I know there's college kids coming up and high school kids you work with. Hopefully we'll get to 32 good quarterbacks someday, but we don't have it yet.
With all that being said, Sean Payton, you're number 3. AFC Championship game last year. Bo Nix unfortunately got hurt. Stidham came in, did as good as he could do. What is it? You've been around him now for 3 years, Brandon, watching him develop the quarterback or quarterbacks. Now, I know you got to have a dude. I get that. But when you've watched him intimately, what is it about his development you're seeing in Bo Nix that you might have also seen with Drew Brees, who just won the Hall of Fame this last weekend?
Yeah, and he talked about both. He gets asked about Bo and has to compare him to Drew a lot, certainly even more so over the way the last few days went with Sean there presenting Drew for enshrinement. And the one thing that they do have in common, and it's mentioned in that quarterback book, actually, and you can find the excerpt online, but Sean devised a formula, and I'm going to do it kind of raw right now, but it's something along the lines of he wants to see quarterbacks attempts, dropbacks, sacks, turnovers divided out over however many years they played, in this case in college, comes up with a formula. And so, and I don't have it in front of me, but Bo Nix is like the highest in that regard in terms of plays, or designed pass plays, and then factoring in the negatives as well as the positives. Patrick Mahomes had a really high score on that. There's a couple other guys that you can imagine who they are. And so Sean knew that Bo had a lot of what he was looking for. And then I think Bo surprised him, one, with how athletic he was, but 2, really having that ability to understand what they want to do and then execute it. Now, Sean is still being a little nitpicky, I think, but probably accurate when he's saying Bo gets off his first read a little too quickly. And I think is relying on his athleticism at times, certainly has. But that also means he's getting through the rest of his progression and not saying locked on to someone is maybe the way they spin it positively. But now we got Sean, I think maybe smartly, yielding play calling to Davis Webb. So for the first time, other than a little bit when he was injured, obviously the year that he was suspended, Sean has relinquished play calling for a guy that's one of the best play callers in the history of the NFL. Sean's letting young Davis Webb at 31 years old, just as his 4th season coaching as well, call plays. Davis Webb went straight from the football field to being a quarterback's coach at 27 for Sean, to now being a guy who had a couple of interviews with the Bills and the Raiders for their head job and is going to be calling plays for the Broncos. But he's running Sean Payton's offense, his version of Sean's offense. And he's got the training wheels of Sean that most first-time play callers don't necessarily have, even if they come from a good pedigree. So he's going to have Sean to be able to turn to or to maybe get overruled at times. It's going to be interesting to see. But Sean, I think the success in developing quarterbacks is understanding everything about it. It helped that he played quarterback, as he'll admit, not well enough to stick around the league or make it in the league. But you saw what he did with Drew. You saw what he did with Teddy Bridgewater, who just retired. He went 5-0. You saw what he did with Jameis when Jameis started under him. You saw the development of some of the other players, even Andy Dalton when he came there for a little bit. And so Sean has that kind of quarterback guru thing where Zach Wilson appreciated the year that he was here, and that got him some more money in Miami. Sam Ellinger had a chance to leave last year. Indy wanted him back when Daniel Jones went down, and he wanted to stay around Sean Payton and around this program. And that is a credit to Sean, regardless of what you might hear about kind of, the old school hard ass tendencies, if you'll pardon my expression, that he still has, even in a new world.
We're having a great conversation. Brandon Krisztal is our guest on the Right Honda guest line. Okay, quickly then to the Big 12, Colorado Buffaloes. This is going to be, I'm not going to say make or break, because I don't think that anybody's going to break Deion Sanders. But do you expect them to be a better team in the Big 12 this year?
It's hard to say, only because the thing you feel best about is Juju Lewis, because you saw, especially late in the year when they just kind of let him play, that the young man who should have been a senior in high school last year, recertified because he had the credits, not because he was old and was going to graduate late. He, instead of finishing his senior year, went to college. He should have been a senior in high school last year, but he played a bunch late, and they've made another change at offensive coordinator. The defensive coordinator, Robert Livingston, took a pay cut and is now the cornerbacks coach for the Broncos, the DB coach for the Broncos under Vance Joseph, who he worked with a decade ago in Cincy. But that kind of gives you an idea of where he was trying to get to. It may just be more of an indictment of working in college football and less about working for Coach Prime. But he brings in a new play caller with the go-go offense. All their receivers, talking to people that are paying more attention maybe than I am a little bit, just while I'm stuck at Broncos camp. They're 5'10", 5'11" on their best day. There's not a 6'3" kid walking through the door. Not sure how many pro prospects are there, but there's so much turnover. They lost Jordan Seaton, the tackle, goes down to LSU for his final year of college, a kid that could go top 5 in the draft. So it's hard to imagine they'll be much better. But some of it is, what's the rest of the Big 12 look like around them? They've got to go to Cincinnati. They obviously have to go down to the desert November 7th. They go to Stillwater. And then, a trip to Baylor's never easy. They're non-conference. Well, you asked about the Big 12, but they're at Georgia Tech, at Northwestern as well. Can they win some home games against schools like Houston? Probably not. Can they beat UCF at the end of the year? Maybe. If they win 4 games, I'd be surprised. And if they win 3 in the Big 12, I'd be really surprised. But Deion has surprised us before, and he can motivate kids. It is going to be interesting to see, though, now, especially if Shedeur ends up winning that starting job, and week in, week out, he's the man. If Deion just goes back to being Deion and being a pitch man and being a dad and, being on some sort of media outlet, I don't know if he wants, but I also think he doesn't want to walk away as a quote-unquote failure, if you will. If he leaves, it'll be at his own accord. But I just don't know how much stomach he has for this, knowing what you have to do today in college football, that just being Deion, even with a little bit of money, some NIL money behind you and the profile, that's not enough in the modern college football game, which I think is why Nick Saban got out of it as much as any reason.
All right, Brandon, this next team only deserves a minute. You got a minute left. We wrap it up. What the hell has happened to this Rockies organization? It's our obligatory and only question.
Yeah,
they only deserve a minute.
What's funny is you think that, and early in the year we have felt this, that it looks different than they've looked in the past with some of their tough losses early in the way they've been competitive and some of the players. And the first thing that, Greg Penner's bought 40% of the team. Greg and Kerry, Walton Penner. I didn't realize Rob Walton owns 10% of the Diamondbacks, but he bought 40% of the Broncos, or Rockies. He was talking today and asked if he's involved at all. He says he's not, and he probably isn't. But the thought was, okay, maybe he can just take it over from the Montforts and put his stamp on it. But right now, the first thing he would have done, though, is hire Paul DePodesta. And so they have a vision top to bottom. DePodesta hires Josh Burns, the GM. So if you're getting people outside the building, they'd had the same management philosophy for almost 30 years, since 99. So they're trending in the right direction in theory, but you saw last night, that was not the best effort you're going to get. And maybe that's an indictment of Warren Schaefer and his message growing stale. But they didn't want to get a real deal manager and just have him rack up another 100 losses until they felt like they were more competitive. So they think they're trending in the right direction, but they're about to have, the worst 6-year run in the modern major leagues.
Mm-hmm. It's always good, man. Thank you for your time. Don't be a stranger. We're going to keep checking in with you throughout the season.
And just remember, Brandon, EMAW, every man a Wildcat, you chicken hawk.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hey, I'm going to tell all your listeners, go check out the Honda Prologue. My sister bought one of those out in Jersey, the electric SUV. She loves it and keeps telling me about it. So you folks out at Right Honda need to, people need to come down and check them out and get a Honda Prologue as my sign-off message.
Checks in the mail, big fella.
Really, yeah.
We appreciate that. Yeah, that was a great response after I just dogged your chicken hawks for crying out. I love it.
Thank you, brother. Have a good day.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.
See ya. That's Brandon Krisztal, everybody. Once again, you can follow him on X at BK Denver Sports. Again, that's at BK Denver Sports. And he was presented by Right Honda. That's where we are today, right here in Scottsdale. Huge selection. They play no games. There's no pressure. They have great sales and service and a parts department. It's all under one roof right here at Right Honda. And if you want to check out their entire inventory, just go online, righthonda.com. Again, that's righthonda.com. When we come back, little random fact of the day, football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Make Azul Bar and Grill your new favorite hangout. Sing along with live karaoke, play bingo, catch the best local bands, or challenge your friends in the game room. Add great food, a fun atmosphere, and a place where everyone feels welcome. And you've got good times waiting at Azul, located at 3134 West Carefree Highway in Tremonto Plaza. See daily events and specials at azulgrill.com.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Call 977-1900.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers deliver more air for less money. They're rust-free and backed by more than 40 years of experience keeping you cool. Available now online at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Tractor Supply. Shipped to the store or right to your door. Visit staycool-products.com. Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube. Get yours today with free shipping and beat the heat.
I work for the Arizona Department of Public Safety Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Unit. Any idea why I stopped you today?
No, sir.
I stopped you for distracted driving. Arizona law prohibits the use of electronic devices unless they're hands-free. Truck drivers see everything, except their blind spots. Cutting off a truck is like cutting off a freight train. It's dangerous, so stay focused on the road. Visit sharetheroadaz.com to learn how to drive truck smart.
Sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation and the Arizona Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Home. It's more than a place. It's love, laughter, joy. It's where we belong.
Home is wherever you are, buddy.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you're not only giving them a home, you're finding yours too. You're finding love, laughter, and an unbelievable new best friend. Adopt your very own crypto. Visit bestfriends.org/Supergirl. And together, we will save them all.
You my little boo thing, so I'll give a fuck what you do. Say, girl, I know you a little too tame. I'll be shooting that shot like 2K, girl, I know.
Live at Right Honda in Scottsdale. New used certified pre-owned. Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. Go find yours here or online at righthonda.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We are here at Ride Honda. We'll be here until 4 o'clock here in Scottsdale. Let's get a little random fact of the day. Manuch, what do you have?
Well, this is how the huddle was discovered.
Wait. The football huddle?
Yeah, football huddle was discovered. Go way back in the day. Jim, you might have been broadcasting back in 1897.
Might have been.
Deaf quarterback Paul Hubbard of Gallaudet College.
What?
That's in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Was the first to use the round formation huddle in football to ensure his teammates could interpret his hands gestures. He was deaf.
Wow.
So that school's known for deaf or hearing challenged.
Okay.
So he got everybody in there, and he was deaf to give the hand gestures. So therein lies, that is how the huddle was formed. Go way back to Gallaudet College in Washington, D.C. Way back.
That is way back.
Jimmy was just a little guy. We're going back to 1897. So there's your random football fact of the day.
Gallaudet College.
Yes, Gallaudet College.
That's amazing. All right, here we go. A little football at 50. There's plenty of news, by the way. It's all presented by Biggs American Bar and Grill. It is our home for Monday Night Football in Peoria. Ice cold drinks, loaded burgers, TVs everywhere. A great place to have your fantasy draft as well. It's right off the 101 on Bell Road at 83rd Avenue in Peoria. To get more information on Biggs, just go online, BiggsPeoria.com. Again, that's BiggsPeoria.com.
Yeah, this one reported by Tyler Draker, Arizona Sports, and John Gambadoro, our very own John Gambadoro, broke this yesterday. It's now getting more legs. Ex-Cardinals general manager Steve Keim obtains legal counsel for over a fraud scheme. That's right. Former Cardinals GM Steve Keim obtained legal counsel after he was connected to an alleged scammer who frauded multiple professional athletes, according to John Gambadoro of Arizona Sports. Now, Gambo also adds Keim is very confident in his case. Now, the news of Keim getting legal counsel comes out. He was named in a Barron story published on July 15th, Jimmy, and it focused on NFL players being scammed by a e-commerce site, Daily Prod Trend, set up by Mohammed Kulabali. Now, Kulabali was found dead in a swimming pool this last Friday, a police investigation has reported. Now, Jacob Adelman writes, the three athletes who spoke to Barron say they were reassured to their pairs' connections to Kulabali, as well as the involvement of Steve Keim, a former general manager of the Cardinals football team, who is operations chief of Kulabali's e-commerce venture, Motion Ventures. So you look at that, and he says, quote, because why would somebody of Steve's stature get involved with something that wouldn't be real, close quote. And he also says, when contacted by Barron's in May, Keim initially declined to comment without first securing Kulabali's permission. He later said in a text he had received the entrepreneur's approval, but hasn't responded to subsequent messages. Well, Kulabali is long gone. So this situation, which is very fluid and ongoing, is going to be very serious venture. Now, the two other athletes who spoke to Barron say they participated in separate video chats, which Keim joined Kulabali to promote the Shopify store venture. Now, the Instagram account, when Keim's name and photo, SKeim72, left a comment on August of 2025, last year photo, from Kulabali's speech showing the entrepreneur on a tarmac with Gulfstream private jet. So you know those private jets.
Yep.
It says, quote, Rich, the SKeim72 account wrote in his reply, Kulabali seemed to include Keim in his success. He wrote, was the comment. So Keim, as you know, we saw him at the Hall of Fame this last weekend, was there.
Right.
Pretty much this is a fluid situation. It's ongoing. It's one of those things when you look at this and you go, wow, who are some of those guys involved? Well, I'll tell you. Eagles players, Jalen Carter, Nakobe Dean, and Terrell Edmonds were reportedly three of those individuals that have gotten involved with the alleged fraud. And I say alleged, folks, because everybody's got to have their day in court.
That's correct.
But the one guy, the guy that got this thing going, Mohammed Kulabali, was found dead Friday in a swimming pool. So as things unfold and people seek legal counsel, and the players seem like they have spoken, at least to Barons. This thing is not a good look for the National Football League, for the players involved. And if this was a scam, like Columnist, this e-commerce scam, you got to know that the guy's making all kinds of money like Jalen Carter and Terrell Edmonds and et al. And at the very young age of these guys would have their representation totally bet something to this point.
You would think so, but you just said that Kalabali's 24 years old.
Yep.
All right, so he's right in that mix of the age of those players. So I'm guessing that he was talking directly with players and not so much their representative.
Well, but yeah, these guys, they run everything by their reps.
No, they should, Manuch. I'm not sure they always do.
I will guarantee you.
Yeah.
I guarantee. I've talked to a lot of agents.
I know.
Nothing with guys that go, well, they are not, maybe say it again, Jimmy, not allowed to make any moves without their agents involved. And they'd be ludicrous to do that. So I can assure you that if this is scam, if this is fraud, I say, yeah, that everybody got hoodwinked by this Kalabali young man who's nowhere to be found in the answer to the allegation since he was found dead this last Friday in a swimming pool.
Unbelievable story. You know it's going to play out over the next few weeks as well. We are here, everybody, at Wright Honda in Scottsdale. Coming right back.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Bigger fields, bigger events, bigger experiences. Arizona Athletic Grounds. Arizona Athletic Grounds is a 275-acre sports and entertainment destination for athletes, fans, and families. Located in Mesa, AAG is one of the largest multi-sport complexes in the country, with over 475,000 square feet indoors and more than 150 fields and courts. From tournaments to training to cheer, dance, concerts, and corporate events, the Grounds does it all. Learn more at azgrounds.com. When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, fights, and more, there's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B live at Wright Honda, Arizona's #1 Honda dealer, WrightHonda.com.
And now the first pitch grounded fair inside the third base line, and that's headed to the corner. Barossa motoring around third. He's going to try and score. Carrick has the relay. His throw home, not going to be in time. An RBI double by Gabby Moreno, and it's a 9-0 Diamondback lead.
That would be the final from last night. Thank you to Arizona Sports for that highlight. It was an easy win for the D-backs over the slump busters known as the Colorado Rockies. Same two teams, by the way, play again tonight downtown at the Yard. Welcome back in, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We roll all the way until 4 o'clock. We are here at Wright Honda until 4 today.
And they've got the deals going on until the end of August. No payment for 90 days to Honda Financial for qualified buyers. That's right. No payment for 90 days to Honda Financial for qualified buyers. How about some of these deals? 1.49% for 36 months on Accord hybrid models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. 1.49% as well for 36 months on all HRV models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. Or how about this? 2.49% for 36 months on Accord gas models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. And last but not least, 3.49% for 36 months on Civic gas models through Honda Financial Services for well-qualified buyers. Again, no payment for 90 days through Honda Financial for qualified buyers. Exclusive finance programs through Wright Honda and Honda Financial Services that I mentioned through the end of August.
You did.
You got 2 more weeks to get over here to Wright Honda. We're on Frank Lloyd Boulevard. We're just east of 78th Street. So come on by. As Jimmy mentioned, we'll be here till 4 o'clock. At that point, signing autographs, taking photos. It may not stop because we'll probably have an overload.
Could be.
But we'll do it for free.
Yeah, we will. I've been eyeing that Honda Prelude 2-door sports car. Damn, Manuch, that's got me written all over
it. Sure does.
It does. I look good in that.
Yeah, with your alligator arms and deep pockets, get a little WD-40 out, loosen those arms up
a little
you
bit.
can deepen those pockets because you just saw it. I just said 90 days, Jimmy B.
Yes, I saw it.
Through Honda qualified for no payments for Honda qualified buyers.
All right. Baseball again tonight downtown Chase Field. The Rockies in town. It is the second game of the series between the Diamondbacks and Colorado. We played the highlight from Gabby Moreno. Manuch, he's been rolling here since last couple of weeks, I'd say.
Yeah, I had Laz during the break. I said, pull up his last 10 games.
Yeah.
I pulled him up for yesterday, but he went 2 for 4. So last 10 games, he's got a 282 batting average, 11 for 39, 1 home run, 4 doubles, which you just heard as we came back, the 1 triple, 9 RBIs, and 5 runs scored. So he's also riding a 5-game hitting streak, going 9 for 19, 474 batting average during that stretch. Now, when you look at the season, now this was as of yesterday, before last put those numbers together, including last night's game, 2 for 4.
Yep.
On the season, he's the only Diamondback that's hitting over 300. He's hitting 302. He's probably hitting 305 right now on the season. 51 RBIs. He's got an 825 OPS. That's the leader, okay? On-base percentage and slugging percentage combined, right?
Yes.
He's also got a 443 slugging percentage that's second on the team. So what we're seeing is a guy that has been the most consistent the last 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes, he has been.
Let's knock on wood. Hasn't gotten hurt. You got McCann doing a good job of filling in for him. Del Castillo got sent down.
Yes.
So you look at that and you go, Gabby is really starting to become that top catcher, not only in the National League, but all Major League Baseball. So if he can keep these numbers up, that name getting out there, and if you get to the playoffs and he has this kind of progress in the playoffs, then you see people go on a national basis. This Gabby Moreno is pretty much one of those up-and-coming catchers that's proven this year alone that he can do the job behind the plate. He can do the job as far as throwing out runners, but more importantly, he can do the job as far as at the plate's concerned on a consistent basis.
Once again, same two teams downtown tonight. The game can be heard on our sister station. That is 98.7. So here we are in the race for.
And just real quick, Jimmy.
Yeah, man.
The one comp I look at, and Laz, I'm interested to get your opinion. You too, Jimmy. He reminds me of a young Yadier Molina. Yadier could hit. He could throw guys out. He was the standard for catchers in the National League for so many years, or even in Major League Baseball. So I look at Molina.
Yeah.
I think of him as just that build. It's the same type of build. Yadier is probably a little heavier, a little thicker. But the way that they handle themselves, their staff, and Yadier could carry a team, for a period of time. And he had his good buddy Albert Pujols at first base to kind of help him out in those days as well, too. So when I look at a comp similar, now time will tell. Molina was so good for so long.
I was just going to say, don't put the cart before
Well,
the
no,
horse.
but I mean, as far as a similarity, as far as the look, the way he plays, the way he throws, is very similar to Yadier Molina. So, if he can remain, if Gabriel Moreno can remain that stalwart throughout the rest of the season, I think that position they're pretty secure.
Okay, fair enough. The point that I was going to make about what we saw last night is the majority of the teams that are competing for those final National League playoff spots all won last night. Every one of them. The Phillies won. The Marlins won. The Padres won. And a couple of them did it in dramatic fashion. So my question to you, Baseball Breath, is very simple. As we toil till the end of September, which team do you think will falter and start to fall off as the pressure mounts to try to make those final playoff spots?
My initial inclination is the Padres.
Okay.
Now, they've won 7 out of the last 10. They're getting hot. But who's to say they don't fall back to where they were? I think with getting Mize, who got lit up, will help that. Mason Miller is going to be a stud no matter what coming out of the bullpen. But if there's one of those teams, and the Marlins are 3.5 back, so I don't think, unless they catch fire, they might become a contender. So for all intent and purposes, let's say the Padres, Phillies, Diamondbacks, and Cubs.
Okay.
And right now, you look at the Phillies, they've won 7 out of 10.
They have.
Padres, 7 out of 10. Diamondbacks, they won 6 out of 10. The Cubbies, who are 5.5 up in that first wild card spot there, they've won 7 out of the last 10. But I'm just not quite the believer in the Padres for now.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Because when you look at the run differential for the teams, those teams we mentioned, the Cubs, the Diamondbacks, and Phillies are all plus in the run differential. Now, the Phillies just barely +1. But the Padres are -9 in run differential, right? So they've won despite their hitting. They're pretty much, their pitching is really starting to come forward. But you look at the Marlins. The Marlins are +15, and they're playing 500 baseball. They're starting to make a move. So I don't know, Jimmy. I think just the last 3 weeks, it better be all hands on deck. You better have the rotation in sync. Mm-hmm. You better have your bullpen in sync. You better be healthy in the field. If you're going to get any of your guys back, you better get them back in the next 2 weeks to make that run through the 4 weeks of September. And if it comes down to the final 2 days where you got to beat, let's say for the Diamondbacks, that you've got to beat the Padres 2 out of 3, then so be it. If you're the Philadelphia Phillies and you're looking at the end of your year, you've got Tampa Bay to contend with your last 3 games. And let's go before that. Let's look at their schedule. They've got the Brew Crew for 3 and Tampa Bay for their last 3.
Okay.
So teams, i.e., Milwaukee wants to win the National League Central, obviously.
They do, yes.
Tampa Bay, they might be fighting for their wild card lives at that particular point in time. Let's just say if I look at the American League wild card at this time, Tampa Bay's only 3.5 games back of that 3rd spot. So you've got some true competition to eke out that 3rd wild card spot, not only in the American League, but also in the National League. But I got to believe the Padres, and then you look at the Phillies schedule, they're going to have tough sled in the last 6 games of the season too.
It's going to be fun. I mean, I
love it.
I do too.
Parity at its finest.
Great,
man.
Great for baseball. Even though the owners are going to be pushing for a salary cap, and I'm sure the players are all going to say, we don't need a salary cap. Look at all these, even the high-priced teams. They're not running away from anybody, and they're not. So it's fun. I hope it comes down. And look, I'm selfish because I love the competition, but I hope it comes down to the Padres and D-backs, those final 3 or 4 games. Last game. And then the D-backs win and get in. Man, it would be electric.
Well, this place would just
this place.
You talk about going bonkers.
Oh yeah.
And I think you think about that, but the last 6 games for the Diamondbacks are on the road. They've got this AAA team that's in town now. You got them in Colorado, and the last 3 are at San Diego. So home field advantage. So I got to tell you what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right?
That's it.
So hopefully the Diamondbacks will be ready and raring to go those last 6 games of the year.
Hey, listen, great news for everybody because beginning in September when football starts, we're going to be live at DraftKings at TPC Scottsdale. And from 2 until 3 o'clock, we're going to host the Arizona College Football Hour. We're going to take you inside the huddle. We'll have head coach interviews. Also, legendary coach Charlie Regal will be our guest, and he'll break down Arizona, ASU, the Pac-12, the Big 12, the Big 10, the SEC. He'll do it all. We are really, really looking forward to this. It's going to be a great time. Fridays at DraftKings TPC Scottsdale. It's all presented by Crest Insurance. Once again, Crest Insurance. Fridays, 2 o'clock, right here on ESPN 620. When we come back, how much are the starters going to play for the Cardinals Thursday night against the Raiders? We're going to dive into that a little bit. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here at Wright Honda today in Scottsdale, ESPN 620.
Living in the Valley of the Sun means we're always battling the heat on the golf course, at work, or just getting through the day. To stay sharp, you need more than energy. You need hydration. You need Phoenix Hydration Energy, spelled Phoenix, like the city we love. Phoenix gives you clean, natural energy from green tea, plus 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. No crash, no junk, just pure performance. Grab Phoenix Hydration Energy today at 7-Eleven, Quick Trip, or Circle K. Phoenix Hydration Energy. Rise up.
When it comes to your roof, you don't want to mess around. And Arizona homeowners and business owners have known that for over a decade. State 48 Roofing is Arizona's #1 referred roofer. Residential, commercial, they do it all. And they've been doing it right here in the Valley for over 10 years. Protect your home, protect your business. And hey, keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing. Visit state48roofing.com. or call 480-268-4509. State 48 Roofing, Arizona's most trusted roof.
Join the team at All City Towing, Arizona's largest towing company and leader in roadside service. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service pros ready to grow with us. You'll enjoy state-of-the-art equipment, consistent schedules, full health benefits, a strong 401k match, employer life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Take your career to the next level. Apply today at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is always moving forward.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views. Driving high can get you a DUI. Instead of getting behind the wheel, designate a sober driver or rideshare. In Arizona, drug-impaired driving is illegal, even if the drug is legal. So drive sober or not at all. In Arizona, there's zero tolerance for impaired driving, since drugs slow your reaction time and cloud your judgment. If you feel different, you drive different. Visit drivesober.az.gov to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
In Arizona, the legal gambling age is 21 and over, but kids can still be exposed to gambling online. Even though they're too young to bet, they're not too young to learn how to stay safe online. Parents, help by noticing changes in their behavior and having a simple conversation about the dangers of underage gambling. Visit gaming.az.gov/too-young-to-bet. For 24/7 problem gambling support, text Next Step to 53342, sponsored by the Arizona Department of Gaming.
Live at Wright Honda in Scottsdale with ESPN 620's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Shop it online. They'll deliver it. WrightHonda.com.
With two receivers to either side. Carson Beck taking his time. Snap, quick set, pump fake. Now he's going to go deep far sideline. Got a man who's got a step, and he's across the 44. He spilled. Jalen Brooks jumps up and signals first down. How about Beck baiting the corner with a head and shoulder fake and then delivering a strike down the far sideline?
Thank you to Arizona Sports for the highlight from the Hall of Fame game. And what a game it was. I didn't even think I was watching a preseason game the way that it played out. That's how good that game was. We're going to get you ready, though, for this coming Thursday as the Cardinals and the Raiders will get together. Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We are hanging out today here at Wright Honda in Scottsdale. So Manuch, coach has come out and said, well, the starters are going to get some time. In your estimation, are they going to get enough time?
Yeah, you never get enough time to get ready for a regular season, I think. But I think that they'll probably go 2 or 3 series.
Okay.
I like them seeing them go 2 or 3 series. I hate to see this one series and out. It's like, what's the use?
Okay.
You know, what's the purpose of that? So I would like to see 2 or 3 series, because if they're decent for a couple of series, I want to say minimum of 3 series.
Okay.
In and out. Have a long drive. So let's say the second series, they have a 75, 80-yard drive. They get some running in, some pass plays in. Mike LaFleur sees what he wants to see. Then he might pull them out. But if they're scruple-upless for a couple drives, I put them back out there for a third drive. I mean, I want to see some success, because
so if they gain 50 yards, but they really don't get any points out of it, not even a field goal, is that good enough for you? Would you say that's success?
I put them back out there.
Okay.
I want to see them move the ball.
All right.
I mean, this
offense.
offense.
Well, they moved at 50 yards.
It depends where you start. So if you're starting at 25 or 30,
yeah.
I want to see them get to the opponent's side of the field. I mean, it's the Las Vegas Raiders. They're not world beaters, for crying out loud. Move the ball. But I just think the 3 series to kind of, you have a series, go out. Okay, what did we do right? What did we do wrong? Second series, okay, let's do some other things now. Third series, all right, we've done this, this, and this. Let's add this to our repertoire, and let's build on that. So when we take on the Cowboys next week, we can build on that. And then the final game against Green Bay, whether you want to play your starters or not, or have the second, third teamers, then I think at that point you've seen enough that you've probably played, say you go 3, 4 series this game, 3 or 4 series against Cowboys. Let's say you've got a good quarter and a half, or even 2 quarters to make sure that, number one, not only the coaches feel comfortable, but the players feel comfortable with what they're doing. Hey, look, I threw the ball well, or I caught the ball well, or I didn't like the way I blocked with the offensive line. Remember, folks, we've got an offensive line that's got to get their act together. And the only way an offensive line gets their act together, or chemistry or continuity, whatever you want to call it, Jimmy, is you got to play. You got to make the calls. The center, Froholt, makes the calls. You pick this up, you pick that up. And I think where iron sharpens iron is with the first teamers you're playing
what's
against.
that again?
Yeah, iron sharpens iron. So if you got a decent defense against your first teamer, you don't want to play against the Jim Bob third teamers, right?
Okay, yeah.
You want to play against good guys to sharpen your skill set to get you ready, especially if you don't play in that last preseason.
You know, it's going to be fun after the starters that you just talked about are off the field. Carson Beck comes in. You know who's going to play then for the Raiders? Number 1 pick in the draft, Fernando Mendoza. So we go back to Miami versus Indiana in the championship college game.
And that's something.
To me, that's part of the attraction of this game Thursday night.
And I love the breaking news on some of these sites. Fernando Mendoza is going to play a lot of snaps. Well, no kidding. We expect him to play a lot of snaps. Kirk Cousins might have a series, if that. And I could see that. He's had a lot of success. So if he plays a series or two, Fernando will probably play the rest of the game. Hell, I don't even know who their third string guy is.
I don't either.
So I think that you got Beck and Fernando going back at it, to your point, Jimmy, the national championship game part due, even though it really won't be.
Yeah, I understand.
What would be part due is, let's say in 3 years, they played each other in the Super Bowl and in Miami.
In Miami? Oh, Manuch. Look. Hey, look, I mean, for me, that's just being a sports turkey I am. That's just the sidebar that I would have interest in seeing both of those guys again on the field.
And speaking of Carson Beck, I really feel that if he can get some reps, maybe not this game, maybe against the Cowboys next week with the first teamers.
Okay.
That will bode very well.
In your estimation, does he have to get reps with the first team?
Well, he doesn't have to, but it'd be very beneficial.
Okay.
Because if Jacoby Brissett can take this team so far, and after the first 11 games, they've only won 3 games, why not play the kid? So he'll have some kind of a semblance of what that's like to play with the first teamers against the first team defense. The adjustments, the calls, the snap from Froholt,
the speed,
understanding you got your starting running backs. I mean, the speed and tempo is so much quicker, whether you're second or third teamers, but add another gear when you have your first teamers in running plays, then you got that first team defense over there.
Okay.
They're showing all kinds of looks. Their pre-snap look. They fly out of it. They may blitz you. They may not blitz you. I mean, last weekend, the Carolina Panthers didn't blitz a lot, pretty much 4 or 5-man rush, which is second, third team offense. They handled pretty good. And the kid wasn't anything really he was afraid of. He knew how to respond to it. But I think anytime you get first team reps with the first team on maybe a week in and week basis really improves your game and takes you to a little more of an alertness where you've got to perform at a quicker speed.
A former Arizona Cardinal quarterback has just been named the starting QB. Yep, Kyler Murray named today as the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. I'm not surprised at that.
Kevin O'Connell said that, although it was an open competition.
Yeah, right.
He had always planned, and this is Kevin O'Connell because it just came this morning, as Jimmy alluded to make a decision this time frame to give the team clarity before the preseason began. He said Murray had shown enough of his command of the offense to merit the nod. Now, this is what O'Connell said. Put your hands at 10 and 2 if you're driving. Seatbelt on.
Okay.
O'Connell says, quote, in my opinion, he's got the skill set and the abilities, not only just from the standpoint of accuracy, his ability to affect the game with his athleticism, but he's also proven to be smart, very hardworking, and be able to take in a lot of information and churn that out. Now, we really want to give him the opportunity to really start building a comfort level, not only with the system, but with the guys, close quote. So you take a look at that and you go, well, sounds like he's picking it up. He's in the playbook. He's put the video games aside. I think he knows he's got a second life going into his 8th year, that, hey, look, this may be your last hurrah to be a starter in the National Football League, and to make sure that things happen in accordance for him to make sure that he takes his game and this team to another level.
I just remind everybody that he did go 9-0 in one season and then got to the playoffs. Okay, so he stunk up the joint against the Rams in the playoffs, but the Rams were really good. But let me just finish my point. The point that I'm making is that if he is comfortable in his own skin, and he was through those first 9 games, he is more than capable of leading your team to a victory.
Okay, let me put water all over that.
Okay.
He's a front-running quarterback. He does good the first half of the season,
okay,
and then he fades like tissue paper in a rainstorm. They started 9-0. They barely snuck in the playoffs, and he gets often injured. He gets injured all the time. He cannot withstand a full season. He has yet, folks, to play an entire season. I think 1 year he played an entire season. But where he faded, and then it continued on in that Rams playoff game, was horrible. So I want to say heads up to you Viking fans.
Okay.
He might be the new Christmas present that's got operational batteries. But when those batteries start to fade, either replace those batteries or that head coach, and Kevin O'Connell, is going to have to work with him when they start blitzing him and hitting him, and him getting beat up in a pro-style offense. Now, here's what he had to say about McCarthy as well.
Okay.
He said that both he and Murray McCarthy will play in the game, and O'Connell said absolutely still believes in McCarthy, so has a future in the organization. He says, quote, as he knows, O'Connell said, he's holding the pen on his story, and we're going to support him and try to just help him continue to improve as a young player in the most difficult position in all of sports, ... And if there's somebody out there that's very interested in giving us a second-round pick, we'd love to hear it.
He didn't say that.
I just embellished that last part right there. That's the part he didn't say.
That's correct.
But we're all hearing.
Yeah.
If you're feeling me on that.
I'm feeling it. I got you loud and clear, because they do have Carson Wentz
as the backup,
as their third QB. You got that right. Hey, every Thursday we do the show live from one of the 5 Valley locations for Twin Peaks. And don't forget, we're presented by Michelob Ultra and Bud Light. And Twin Peaks now has Busch Light aluminums as well. And we'll be at the Scottsdale location, Twin Peaks, this coming Thursday. It's Twin Peaks, a great time, great televisions, and the food is terrific as well. When we come back, Hall of Fame, Larry Fitzgerald inducted. Arizona Republic, Bob McManaman. We're going to pick his brain on how much he enjoyed all of it. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620. Let's get you right now to an ESPN 620 Sports Center update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's ESPN 620 Sports Center update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs stayed hot last night, taking the first of 3 from the Rockies 9-0 behind a first-inning grand slam from Nolan Arenado, giving the Snakes all of the offense that they would need. The D-backs will look to keep it rolling tonight as Mitch Bratt will get the start, hoping to build off his first career Major League win in his last time out. First pitch from Chase Field is set for 6:40, with pregame coverage getting underway at 6 on 98.7 FM, also streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. This Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B Sports Update is driven by Wright Honda. Huge selection, no games, no pressure. Visit Wright Honda at 7875 East Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, just across from TPC Scottsdale, or shop anytime at wrighthonda.com.
When it's game time in the Valley, you know what time it is. It's Twin Peaks time. Head to Twin Peaks with 5 Valley locations and massive screens everywhere you look. From basketball, baseball, to hockey, and more. There's no better place to catch every play and all the action. Bud Light is a proud partner of sports fans everywhere. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Learn and Row, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice during an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
It's the way to go on 977-1900.
Let me remind you, Thursdays are where the weekend starts at Twin Peaks Restaurant. Grab an ice-cold Bud Light or a refreshing Michelob Ultra and catch wall-to-wall sports on massive TVs everywhere you look. Big games, cold beer, made from scratch food. Start your weekend early with Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. Thursdays at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Hey, it's Jimmy B. Football season is here, and there's never been a better time to grow your business. Partner right now with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. With live endorsements, show sponsorships, featured segments, remote broadcasts, and so much more. YouTube, social media, and commercials, all built around your goals and your budget. Visit rocandmanuch.com and click advertise. Let's grow your business together.
Game on Peoria. When it's time to eat big, drink cold, and watch every play, make it Big's American Bar and Grill in the P83 district. Big's is serving up huge portions of your favorites. Burgers, wings, nachos, plus a full bar and TVs everywhere you look. And don't miss happy hour Monday through Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. with $2 off well drinks and $2 off domestic drafts, plus daily specials all week long. Bring your friends, grab a seat on the patio, and settle in for the game. Big's American Bar and Grill, where Peoria comes to play, eat, and watch.
When driving in Arizona, move over or slow down for any flashing lights. Move over for tow truck drivers, highway crews, and emergency responders. Move over for any vehicle with its hazards flashing. Because at 65 miles per hour, a vehicle travels over 95 feet in 1 second. 1 second. That could change everything. When you move over for anyone, you're not just doing it for them. You're doing it for their families. Their lives are flashing before your eyes. Move over, Arizona. Every vehicle, every time. It's the law. Please visit moveoverez.org. This message is brought to you by ADOT and this station.
Let's go inside the Cards locker room and down to the field with Bob McManaman. Bob's been covering Arizona sports for the Arizona Republic and azcentral.com since 1981. Now, Arizona Republic columnist Bobby Mack on ESPN 620.
Third and goal to 2. Warner barks up the call. Fitzgerald in motion to the near side. Play fake. Warner rolling right. Throws right. Fitzgerald touchdown. 10th catch already for Larry Fitzgerald today. And the first offensive touchdown for the Cardinals this year. They're within 2 of New York with 7:04 to play in the third.
Rank at Arizona Sports. Great highlight. Fitz getting that catch from Kurt Warner. That means that Bob McManaman is our guest, Arizona Sports columnist. You can always find him on X at AZ Bobby Mack. Again, that's at AZ Bobby Mack. All right, did you tear up? That's what I want to know when Fitz was on stage.
If I did, I would never tell you guys.
Oh, you can show your manly side. That's okay. You got an emotional side. You're not the hard, gruff guy we hear every Tuesday.
When he was talking about his mother, Carol, and Dad, Larry Sr., who I know pretty well,
yeah,
I got a little emotional, but I wouldn't say I cried, and what he said and how he approached his son, Devin, who presented him. It was special. I was happy for Fitz.
You sit there and think when you watch that, and these guys, they kind of pull the curtain back on their life and their families and their careers. And I thought was very interesting. One of the things I was not aware of Bob, was how he and Mr. B on his days off, Larry's days, would drive around to the different, Cardinal Charities people, whether it be downtown or with St. John's Indian Reservation, or whatever it was. I thought that was really cool how at a very early age, Mr. B kind of took him under his wing to show there's more to life than just football, and this is how you give back.
Yeah, those relationships were important to Larry, and they still are, obviously, because the Bidwells gave him a lot and really took care of him. And Larry doesn't forget stuff like that, apparently, and why would you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I get it. Yeah, it was good, you know, and I thought the speech was tremendous. Everything about it was great, and it was shorter than I thought it would be.
Yeah. You never made any of those golf trips, and Michael Bidwell lended the plane to Larry and the boys on those golf extravaganzas? You never made it for any kind of stories?
No.
Why, your handicap too high?
Oh, I am a handicap all by myself.
When you go back there, Bob, what just to this day still never ceases to amaze you about the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Well, that was my first time there, and getting there was grueling and a nightmare, and I hope I don't have to go back anytime soon. Leave it at that.
Okay, fair enough.
Logistics, not in Canton, but getting to Canton was a bitch.
Well, that's fair. Listen, we've all experienced travel issues.
Yeah, I know, and it's like, yeah, but I was on the same flight out of Chicago to Canton as Joe Montana, and he was more mad than I.
Oh man!
But he's a pro. He's Joe Cool. He didn't let you know, but I could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you have a planes, trains, and automobiles trip to Canton, Bob?
Yes, I did. A crazy hotel.
Man.
A hotel.
Oh, you're going the wrong way.
Oh man.
How would they know it was going?
Bob McManaman is our guest.
Oh,
yeah.
that's funny.
Oh, Bobby. All right. So the whole Hall of Fame presentation, you said it was your first time there. How did it strike you? Not just for what Larry said, but all of the other people that were inducted as well.
Yeah, I thought they did a magnificent, remarkable job. And that part of the trip was the best. The weather held up for the most part. And it got a little hot towards the end, but everybody got through it. And the crowd was so appreciative. All those guys, they were, you know, I didn't really particularly care for the kicker speech. It was all encompassing with some bad jokes, but hey, you know, he's a kicker.
He's a kicker.
Hallelujah.
He's a kicker.
Hey, Laz, tape that next time when Roc's on. We talk about kickers coming from one Bobby Mack. All right, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about Carson Beck, this team. Watching this, that looked like one of the most organized first halves, or I should say preseason games I've ever seen. 6 possessions, 6 scores. Carson Beck looked pretty solid.
Yes, he did. And I think a lot of credit's got to go to his quarterback coach, Matt Schaub, who I wrote about today. I don't know when the story's going to be out. You know, I think having a guy who played that position for 17 years and was pretty damn good, and is only 6 years removed from a playing career. Even Beck told us after the game, I mean, he just calmed me down and helped slow the game down. That was incredible. And, you know, he did not look like a rookie. And as Schaub said yesterday, the lights aren't too bright for this kid. And you know, he's not going to start week 1, but he's going to need some starts, and I'd give it to him as whenever as convenient as possible.
Bob, let me follow up then on that. Did you expect that game with the 2s, the 3s, and the 4s on the field to be that high caliber of football? Because both Manuch and I and Roc both said, man, in years I have not seen a Hall of Fame game or even an NFL preseason game that good.
Yeah, you're right. And I caught myself chuckling, going, "It's just a preseason game, buddy. Relax." It's the first. What do you? Why are you so excited? And I said to myself, because it's an exciting game.
Yeah.
It was fun.
And I never thought a preseason game, let alone a Hall of Fame game, could ever be exciting. But that was welcome back football, huh, guys?
Yeah, it really was. As we move into this tomorrow, I should say Thursday's game against the Raiders in Las Vegas, you got basically looking at the starters, maybe play 2 or 3 series on both sides of the ball. And then after that, second, third teamers. Mendoza looks like he's getting a lot of snaps. My contention would be, Bob, I would love to see Beck, maybe if not next week against Dallas, maybe against the Green Bay, the final game, him start with the starters just to kind of get a little taste with facing a number 1 defense with your starting offense.
Yeah, well, that's going to happen. LaFleur said everyone's going to play. Stars are going to play 1 or 2 series or drives. I forget. I think it was drives. So, take that for what it is. But that's great. There's a lot of guys I want to watch in this game. Mostly Jeremiah Love to see, how many carries or touches he gets. I want to see Jacoby and see if he's picked everything up after missing the whole off season. I want to see a lot from the defense, but I want to see Marvin and Michael Wilson and Trey McBride. The fun points of this Cardinals team.
What do you think of Monty Ossenfort's comments when he was asked the sweat question about people calling to get a trade?
Have you figured that coat talk out yet?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They called all right. And apparently it wasn't sweet enough for Monty to chew on, so he said no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you expect conversations to continue?
I expect Josh Sweat either be activated any day now or get off the pot, Cardinals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Butler was grilled about it today and Monty yesterday, and there's no good explanation. You need 3 weeks to ramp up from whatever, and they won't tell you really what's going on there. So unless something serious happened or he, if this is the way he trains, and he doesn't need off-season workouts, well, he better start integrating them into his lifestyle from now on.
Well, Bob, he came in last year. He was good to go. He was guns a-blazing. He was in camp. He was rocking and rolling. And this mystery whatever hit. I mean, we didn't hear anything like that during the offseason.
Right.
And then camp comes and trade rumors. But don't you think, Bob, he's got to play sooner or later just to show whomever wants to trade for him that he's healthy? I would think.
Well, you would think, but who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully hopefully Josh Sweat knows, but LaFleur said something else strange when he said, it's not just us. There are other people outside of the building who have their opinions on this matter. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's doctors, but it was a strange answer. And it just made things more confusing to me, but maybe that's just me being old.
I don't think that's the case. Let me end this then with the news that took place today. Former Cardinal QB Kyler Murray officially named the starter for the Vikings. That's not surprising, correct?
No, that's the least surprising news of today. And, it was going to happen. And you knew it as soon as he signed there based on what the head coach was saying when they signed him to a very cheap and affordable deal. Sorry, J.J. McCarthy, but you'll have to sit another year. That's 3 years in a row. And, when Kyler gets hurt, then you can play.
Or Bob, we threw this out there too. Maybe he's available in a trade since Carson Wentz is the third string guy. That if Kyler went down, Carson's there. But what would you get for J.J. McCarthy. It really hasn't shown you a whole heck of a lot after his rookie year. He was completely hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I loved him in college, but, they were a running offense. He ran exclusively, behind Blake Corum in a Harbaugh offense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did throw. He made some great decisions. But it wasn't a passing team that won the title. It was a power running scheme. And I love the kid, don't get me wrong. But, you never know. Kyler could fall on his face or get hit in the face mask with a bad snap. Something could happen.
That injury, Bob, to me is still the biggest mystery I've ever witnessed.
Yeah.
That was not an injury. That was just an embarrassment.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Well, they hid behind that so-called injury off the snap for the rest of the season. So when you write the book, I hope you got that chapter on that one as well, too.
I think I'll skip that one.
Thank you, Bob.
Thanks, Bobby.
See you, pal.
All right.
There you go. That's it. That's Bob McManaman, everybody. He's presented today by All City Towing. It's Arizona's largest towing company. And look, are you stranded someplace or do you just need professional transport? All City Towing has the experience to get the job done right. Here's the best part. They are open 24/7. You call for help, you have a live body as opposed to a machine, a live body. Pick up the phone and they will help you immediately. By the way, if you're interested in employment, they're hiring drivers and dispatchers right now. Here's all you have to do to join All City Towing. Just go online, allcitytowing.com, and search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. It's All City Towing. All right, when we come back, our Learner and Row one call and what's on tap. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B here at Wright Honda, ESPN 620.
Football fans, it's time to draft your team and kick off another season. This year, take your fantasy football draft party to Twin Peaks. Cold drinks, made from scratch food, wall-to-wall TVs. Round up your league, grab a table, and get ready for the picks, the rivalries, and a full season of bragging rights. Start your fantasy season at Twin Peaks. Book your draft party at your local lodge today.
Make Azul Bar and Grill your new favorite hangout. Sing along with live karaoke, play bingo, catch the best local bands, or challenge your friends in the game room. Add great food, a fun atmosphere, and a place where everyone feels welcome. And you've got good times waiting at Azul, located at 3134 West Carefree Highway in Tremonto Plaza. See daily events and specials at azulgrill.com.
Before you fly, take a trip to your local MVD office or authorized third-party provider with your required documents and get the new AZ Travel ID with the Gold Star for your new driver's license or ID. Starting May 2025, this new AZ Travel ID gets you through TSA security checkpoints. It's quick and easy. Think of it as your license to fly. Learn how to get your new ID at aztravelid.com. Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Most pedestrian and bicycle crashes happen early morning or at night. The leading cause? Drivers failing to yield. Since 2010, traffic fatalities for people walking and biking have doubled in Arizona. So stay alert and watch for bicycles and pedestrians. There's no such thing as accidents. Learn more about the risks at azdot.gov/no accidents. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
Arizona's future depends on a skilled workforce, and that's why students don't just learn at Pima JTED, they do. From healthcare to technology and construction to design, the JTED classroom model gets high school students ready for college, a career, or both, teaching them the skills Arizona employers need right now. Discover how Pima JTED students can support your business. Learn more at PimaJTED.org. That's PimaJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
It's that time of year across Arizona. Working in high temperatures can cause a workplace injury. cramps, rashes, exhaustion, dizziness, even heat stroke. Know the signs and protect yourself from a heat stress injury. Get plenty of water, rest, and shade while at work. Learn more from the Industrial Commission of Arizona. Just visit azica.gov/heat. This message is sponsored by the Industrial Commission of Arizona.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Again, I go back to, process over results. What I look for, because I know where you're insinuating, there was more incompletions than I'd probably say we've had all of camp. And what was that? Well, was the process off? I thought we operated pretty well. I thought we got to the line of scrimmage. I didn't think we looked discombobulated. We missed some shots down the field. That happens at times. Obviously we need to hit more than we don't, but we didn't on that day. That's okay. Were the reads right? Were the receiver splits right? Was the timing right? Was the protection right? Were we busting? That wasn't happening. We just weren't hitting our shots. It's like I told the guys, Steph Curry doesn't go 10 for 10 every single day. Scotty Scheffler doesn't win every single tournament. He wants a birdie every single time he goes out there. He doesn't always get that, and sometimes the putter is a little bit off. So, we were a little off from that standpoint. But again, from a process over results standpoint, I wouldn't say necessarily pleased, but I wasn't not pleased, if that makes sense.
Made sense to me. That is our Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all, with the coach, Mike LaFleur, talking about the red and white practice. It's presented by Lerner and Rowe. Look, if you're in a wreck, don't try to handle it yourself. They are voted Arizona's best personal injury law firm year after year. If you are in a wreck, just make one call, 602-977-1900. Again, that's 602-977-1900. You can check them out online, lernerandrowe.com as well. One call, that's all, 602-977-1900. What'd you think of his comments about that practice?
He's spot on. I mean, it's the mental mistakes which really drive coaches nuts.
Yes.
So you're going to miss throws. You hope you don't miss a lot, as he said. Mm-hmm. You're going to drop passes. It's going to happen. The physical mistakes are going to happen. But if you did everything right, but complete the pass or hit the right hole, they can fix that. But if it's mental mistakes, you didn't check down to this guy when they did this, or you didn't call from the center position, you didn't call the scheme to slide the protection left when you should have called it right. That's what they get into, is that if the mental mistakes are happening on a daily basis, or in this case in a red and white scrimmage, which is a controlled scrimmage, then that's when coaches have got to go, okay, wait a second. We've got to fix that. But everything is good, but just a missed pass or a drop pass or a guy not hitting the hole where he's supposed to, then, or let's say he fumbles it. Now, they can fix a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's the mental mistakes that these coaches, especially in the pro game, Jimmy, that they're looking at. Because I can tell you this, I've competed against a lot of quarterbacks with $100 arms, but they've got $10 brains. And those are some of the things. Or you could have a receiver that runs a 4.2 40, but he couldn't catch a cold in the middle of Antarctica in an ice box naked, for crying out loud.
I don't want to see that.
Well, I don't either, but that's pretty cool. You should probably catch a cold.
You probably should.
But you see what I'm saying?
Serious shrinkage if you're in an ice box.
They want to see, how do you get through the play? And if it's a physical thing, they can fix that. But if it's a mental thing and it keeps occurring, then you may have to back off or take a look at a few things on the individual that's not helping for it. Like Stallone told Paulie, hey, yo, Paulie, don't get mentally irregular, all right? And then he flipped him the keys to the Camaro.
I know.
And Paulie was happy.
Yeah, that was it. Hey, what's on tap?
By the way, that was Rocky 2.
It was Rocky 2, yes. What's on tap tonight? Presented by Bud Light. It's easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light, the official partner, of course, with three really cool guys. That would be Roc and Manuch, and yours truly, Jimmy B. At all 5 Twin Peaks locations. And by the way, Thursday, we will be at the Scottsdale location of Twin Peaks. Some of the games tonight, Baseball, D-backs, Rockies. First pitch at 6:40. You can listen to it on our sister station, 98.7. Cox Cable at Channel 34, DirecTV at 686. Also, the Brewers and the Padres tonight on Major League Baseball Network. 6:30 is the first pitch for that as well. Manuch, here's a little known fact, and I just saw this. So the NBA schedule is out.
You just had to go NBA. Folks, he's been chopping about the NBA schedule all day. Go ahead, I'll indulge you.
Because I cannot wait. There are some sensational matchups early and often in the season. However,
are you done yet?
Nope. If you're a New York Knicks fan, the first game between the Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers at just today, at just this moment, the get-in price is $2,000, Manuch. The get-in price, $2,000.
So, Laz, what was the Kalshi prediction of who the first national TV game would be? Was it the Knicks in Philly? Was that a slam dunk? So you won't make any money if you bet that?
Oh, I mean, come on. The odds are probably that LeBron would be on national TV 82 times next year, all 82 games. And of course, no, let's not let the Knicks celebrate their championship. Let's make it all about LeBron James. Instead of the Knicks winning, it's like, nope, it's me in town for the opening game because I'm on the Sixers and I'm LeBron James. Yep. God forbid we could celebrate the Knicks for one night on opening night.
He still runs the league. At 42, almost 42, he still runs the league.
Would that be
Drives
great
crazy.
if they did a timeout and did the ring presentation during a timeout? Hey, LeBron. Hey,
don't give him any ideas.
Yeah. I mean, oh my gosh. Hey, tomorrow we're going to be at the Venetia's Pizzeria in East Mesa.
Yeah.
Doug Plank, former Barrel, joined us. Former Raiders general manager Mike Mayock. Our campus quickies, ASU, U of A, and NAU talk. And then Raiders, a pregame, postgame host, Mighty Mouse, Mark McMillan.
Yeah, we're
will
grilling.
all join us. We're grilling with McMillan.
Yeah.
And so we beat the Venetia's Pizzeria at Signal Butte and Ellsworth. Jimmy, you should probably leave right now.
I probably will.
Just to get out
I'll
there.
probably go and just pitch a tent in the parking lot. That's probably what I'll do. Hey, we had a great time. We always do here at Ride Honda. They've got a beautiful facility. If you're looking for a new Honda vehicle or some of their pre-certified used cars as well, this is the place to come to in Scottsdale. It is Ride Honda. Thank you, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM, HD-2, and on the Arizona Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone